Hello, everybody, and welcome to the DH1 Network. I'm here with Dylan Andrews, and we are. It's like, why am I hosting your channel? Like, this is your channel. Go ahead.
Wait, no, I thought you were doing a good job.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the DH1 channel. We are here to rank every single I Love Money player ever from seasons 2 through seasons 9. I am Isaiah, player from season 3 and All Stars, and I've been in production for a majority of these seasons. I'm here with the creator of I Love Money, Dylan Andrews. Dylan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. It was a fun Super Bowl Sunday, even though I don't watch the Super Bowl. So I'm very excited to go through all 143 players of the series. It's going to be a moment in history. And what better person to do it with than my right hand?
Okay, so Dylan, you created a tier list. I'm actually going to put it on the stream. It has every single person here. I'm just going to scroll through for a little bit. I'm going to zoom in for some people because I don't know how transparent it is on the stream. But you've been through 9 seasons of this.
Mm-hmm.
What's your approach going into this? Because I know that you had a little criteria when it came to the actual ranking itself.
So I didn't include anyone from season 1 that hasn't come back, just because I felt like with season 1, you can't really rate their gameplay because there wasn't really any gameplay until like the final 8. So this tier list is solely based on strategy and how they were in the game. If you were to do entertainment, it would look completely different. So I rank it based on how someone played. And if they played in multiple seasons, it's looking at their full body of work. So for people that were in 2 seasons, I have to look at both. And then people who were in 3 or 4, you have to look at all the seasons that they were in.
Absolutely. Now, I mean, for me, I've only been present. I played in season 3, and as a viewer, I watched season 4. But I was there on production for every other season up to present. So, when it comes to like season 2 players, or even with my own biased views with like season 3 and season 4, like I wasn't behind the scenes for most of that stuff. So, I feel like you're going to hold a lot more weight when it comes to ranking players like that.
Yeah.
But we're going to do it. I mean, it's 143. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be fun.
All right. Do you have any other things to say before we start?
I do have the unranked section. I feel like we won't need it, so you can probably delete that one. I only put unranked for like people that haven't seen all the seasons, so I think we have a pretty good idea. And if any viewers, any contestant is watching, this has nothing to do with how you are as a person. For some of you, so please don't get offended by where you get put.
Get offended. No, I'm playing. All right. So, all right. Our first player. Yeah, let me actually put it on the side.
Hi,
hey, what's
Glow.
up? Shout out to Glow Glow. All right. So, let me put this aside. All right. So, it says our first person that we're going to rank is Erin Claw. Played season 3. I can say as a player, I don't think Erin was that good. I think that he was interesting. He was a character. He was willing to do what he had to do, but I don't think it was anything to really brag about. How about you?
This is my thing with Erin. Erin had one move the entire season, and then after that, he was completely irrelevant. Like he made it to top 6, which is impressive. Most people don't make it that far, and it was in a 26-person season, so it's like props to you. But the only move he made was when he took Demonica out, which was not a good move for him. He took Demonica out because he was mad at Sharonica because he had posted some video and she had said that it was kind of racist. It was some weird ass shit. But Erin just had no sense of agency. Like he would message people every day like, hey, but that was it. So it's like Erin's not really a good player at all, but
he was an entertaining person as a viewer. I think that I will give him that.
Yeah.
But I don't think he had the capital that he needed, unfortunately. But he made it pretty far. What, he got like top 6, 7?
He got taken out of top 6. I actually was shocked when Braden took him out. I felt like that was Braden's losing move because I think Erin was probably the only person that Braden could have beaten if he was in that. final two with him.
Yeah.
So,
Big mistake. That was a huge mistake. I agree with
and that
that.
was one of your best moves. That was one of the most best moves on your part in the history of the show.
Anyway. But all right. So I mean, I don't know how low he's going to get. I think he
I
actually will
would
be a higher echelon.
I would put him in D
Yeah.
because I feel like for F tier players, that's for people that just had zero chance and
Mm-hmm.
were so bad that they hurt their own games. Aaron
Mm-hmm.
did make it to top 6 and he did have a shot to get deeper into the game. And he had potential to do more. He just didn't. So I would put him in D tier.
Okay. So D tier. All right. How we feel about Aaron Caldwell?
I thought that Aaron was a really good player. I thought the only thing that hindered his game was that he was kind of turned off by some of the people in the game, so he didn't put his full effort in.
Mm-hmm.
However, he still won 3 challenges. He had a legitimate shot to win the game, and he did what he wanted to do. He didn't get swayed by other people,
Mm-hmm.
and he was part of the reason why his alliance got taken down. So I thought
Mm-hmm.
Aaron was a stellar player.
I agree. I think Aaron, I mean, obviously subject to move around with so many players. Honestly, there might be a need for like a plus, a B plus. I mean, we'll worry about that later. But
That's true.
looking at this, I mean, I think he's like a B tier player. Personally, I think
That's where I had put him in my initial take of it.
yeah.
I because he was a good player. He just
Mm-hmm.
had some untapped potential. So I feel like
Agreed.
B is perfect for him.
All right. Next, we have Ace. I did not watch Ace player. So, how do you
So
feel about him?
season 1, there's not really a lot to comment with Ace.
Mm,
Season 2, Ace didn't stick around for too long. Ace went home right before the merge had hit.
mm,
And the only thing that I remember Ace really doing that season was he was aligned with Jimmy Pink and Nika. He was part of their little clique. Um, but he was also targeted for not being too memorable. Chandler almost sent him home that week because he just didn't have an effect on the house. The only thing he really did do was he sent Heatherly Cameron home because he felt like she couldn't take it. So just based on how he played that season, it's hard because I feel like if he didn't go home that night of where Caroline came back in, so he went home when basically the game was split into 2 sides. It was kind
mm-hmm,
of like when Michelle got taken out in Survivor Fiji. Um, he was in the bottom 3 with
mm-hmm,
Nika and Georgie, and the problem was that at that point Caroline didn't really know what was going on in the game,
mm-hmm,
and Georgie in her mind had her back because she didn't know that Georgie betrayed her, and
mm-hmm,
then Nika was convincing her look, I'm a strong player. They're all after
mm-hmm.
me to keep me here. So I feel like if Ace wasn't automatically put into the bottom, I feel like he could have made it much deeper. So, like,
So, how we feeling about him?
I would put him in C just because
Okay.
he wasn't a bad player. He just wasn't a great player.
Okay. Next, we got Adam from season 4.
It's hard with Adam because with Adam, he had a lot of potential. He
Mm-hmm,
formed he was the reason why those 2 alliances formed that season. He made a group with Val, Naila, Janine, all those people, and then he made another group with Will, Rizzo, Mars, etc. The
mm-hmm,
problem was that he had Julia in both groups and he started bad mouthing both sides to each other. And because Julia didn't like it, she blew his game up. Had she
mm-hmm.
not blown his game up, he probably would have been sitting in the middle for a long time and been protected. He just didn't have a lot of tact when it came to making alliances.
Yeah, I think now that since he's played that game, he's like a lot better of a player. But
Yeah.
then, I mean, it was a little messy. Um, I mean, I definitely think with what we've seen, I mean, I think he's like a higher G if I'm gonna be honest with you. But that's just me. What do you think?
Yeah, he was not a bad player. I think that's where
Mm-hmm.
I put him when I first went through was
Mm-hmm.
around D because he hurt his own game,
Mm-hmm.
but he had some good qualities to his game.
Agreed. All right. I mean, come on.
F. That
F.
man is F. There's not really a whole lot to say. Like
Yeah,
he sunk his own game.
a
He probably,
mess.
if he wasn't a bad person, he probably could have done a lot well. If he
There you
won a
go.
challenge. He's just a shitty person, and that's why he lost.
There you go. Next we got Alex. Go ahead.
This is the thing with Alex. Alex is a good player, and we thought in the beginning that he would potentially win. And he was set up really well. Where Alex's game faulted was that he only associated with people he liked, and he didn't really make an effort to align with people that weren't in his original boat until he was on the bottom and it was too late.
To be fair, Sarah quit.
Yes.
Which kind of hindered his game,
Yes.
as well as him and Glow came together and got that whole dash together and
Yes.
completely messed things up for a little bit. So I think had Sarah not quit, I actually don't know what direction they would have went in.
I think had Sarah not quit the game, Alex would have made it a lot deeper because
Yeah.
they were targeting Sarah before they were targeting Alex. So if he could have held on to that power at least one more round, but there's just a lot of different things that could have happened. But Sarah quitting just completely screwed him over.
And I'm thinking like Rewind went on a comp spree.
Mm-hmm.
I know Raffi was loyal to him. I think he would have did pretty well. I think he's a B tier player personally.
Oh no, I think so too.
Yeah.
Him getting Gloria to give him the coins was a really good move, and had that Town of Salem challenge gone differently and had someone on his side won it, or Gloria not been last place. I think Gloria being last place was what fucked Alex up because that's when Gloria decided that she couldn't vote with them. But had that not happened, he probably makes it to the end because he would not have lost the duel. I just don't think so. And then Rawan won 3 comps back to back to back. So
Agreed.
he would have been safe.
All right. So is he over Erin?
I feel like I would put Erin above him just because Erin was set up really well the entire season and Erin had a legitimate shot of winning.
All right. Next is Amara. How do we feel about Amara? Because I don't personally. I don't. I'm gonna change his music, but it was too chill for me. Amara. I think she has qualities of a great player. My issue with Amara's game is that the first time she kind of let her. She didn't get to play that much of a game. Second time, oh my god, the second time she I don't know. She kind of just allowed herself to walk.
Yeah, that was the problem with Amara. Personally, I don't really count her season 3 game. I actually feel like if she was on season 3, she might have done better. But season 4, Amara was set up really well. She and Enid were in the middle in their alliance. So it was on one side, it was Naila, Val, Vernice, and Ida. And then on the other side, it was Janine and Julia. And then they had Paige as a little side piece. And both sides were trying to have Enid and Amara be their number. So when the time came and Amara got put in the bottom, people weren't looking at Amara as a threat. And Dylan had even said that had Amara not quit, he likely would have kept her in the game because he just didn't think she was a threat. Amara's problem was just that the entire season, she was letting the stress of the competition get to herself, and she was unwilling to be disloyal because she didn't know how to separate morality from strategy. I feel like if she played again, she would do a lot better, but her showing in season 4 was just kind of like a loyal soldier.
So I think she's like a D tier, right? Or is that too low?
This is the thing, is that for me, D tier is someone that actively hurt their game, and didn't have a good chance at all. And then F tier is just someone that was complete shit.
So
I would put her in C just because she had the makings of a good player, and her game wasn't bad. It's just she fumbled the ball.
Okay. Next is Anthony from 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anthony's game. See, it's like as a character, I love Anthony. I think he's a great character.
Yeah.
But I think his detriment is that he gets in a lot of arguments with people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it unfortunately knocks him down like a lot. And I think that it kind of like makes people not want to work with him. Or is that a
Yeah.
wrong take?
No, that's completely correct.
Yeah.
I initially had put him in C, but thinking about it more, Anthony just didn't see the bigger picture on a lot of things, which was the problem. Like, I remember he was in the Seven Deadly Sins Alliance, and he was like, "You can't get a better alliance than this. I trust them all the way to the end," while they were plotting on him to send him home. And then they did the first chance they got. And then he got a
Mm,
second chance, and he was set up to do pretty well because he was going to get picked up by Aaron, Josh, and Sherry. But the problem was that he never fixed his relationship with Sherry, which should have been his first priority coming back into the game. So, yeah.
Anthony, where are we thinking about Anthony? I really can see us adding a lot more rankings, but for now, where do
It's
we have
hard.
Anthony out?
It's hard because, like, I don't feel like he was a bad enough player to be D tier, but he wasn't that great of a player.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know if I could put him in C. Like, I feel like
I
he
don't
would
think
be
so either.
I feel like he would be at the top of D.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that. That's a good take.
Mhm.
Glow. I love you too, Glow.
Oh,
All
the
right.
queen.
Billy. Interesting player because honestly, as much as character this guy is, like he's not a good strategist.
No.
I don't think he's that good of a he's an okay social player. I think his strength is that he's so non-threatening that he naturally makes it far.
Mm.
And depending on who he sits next to, there's a slightest chance that he could win a season, which is crazy to think about.
I
But
mean
I
that
don't.
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, that happened in season 5. He had a shot at winning. If he was in the
Mhm.
final 2 with Loki, which was a real possibility, because they were both gonna take each other, he might have won in that scenario, even though, to me, Loki played the superior game. Um, the thing with Billy, it's so hard to rank players like Billy because, like, his strategy was not good at all. Like, he actively hurt his game every step of the way, but he's one of those players that are so bad, they're good
Yeah,
because people just don't want to take them out, and
they're not
he ends
threatened by him.
exactly.
Billy, he might be a high tier C player.
Yeah, because I feel like for C, like, you can put people that are average, but you can also put
Mm.
people that have good qualities and bad qualities that, like, even each other out. So,
Like I can see us the more people because there's a lot of people to rank.
mm,
I can see us making an A plus or something. I can see him moving up to whatever that middle ground, like regular B. If there's a B plus, we'll worry about
yeah,
that later. But for
yeah,
now, I think that's it.
I'm good with Billy being there.
I mean, Bolo wasn't that good, right?
No, the problem with
Yeah.
Bola was that, like,
He wasn't inactive, was he?
no, he wasn't. He started
Just I
see, the
saw.
problem with some players like Bola is that they start playing, but then they have a lot of moments of inactivity. Like, there's a couple of them that are like they're not inactives, they're like hybrids, I like to call them.
Okay.
And what's crazy is I wouldn't even put him in F. I would put him in D just because his gameplay was not terrible. People didn't want to get rid of him. The only reason why he got targeted, like, he's one of those players that had he lasted and gotten a pass, kind of like Braden was, he might
Mm,
have done better. Like, he didn't hurt his game. The
yeah.
problem was just that he wasn't making relationships enough. So I personally would put him at the bottom of D.
All right. Oh, bottom. Yeah, I'm fine with that too. I'm fine with that
Yeah.
too.
Braden.
Controversial. See, look, Braden. Honestly, let me see. So if you go by his first season, high
I'm
tier.
I
Go
would
ahead, go
look
ahead.
at all
Oh,
3 of
by the way,
these
that's something like
seasons.
so. Like first season, I think not a good strategy, but his competitions alone makes him at least B, right?
Yeah.
Look at his second season, not good, but fairly. You could also say that that cast didn't want to work with him from the beginning. So the
I
odds
would
were
s
stacked up. Good.
I would say the argument for that is wrong because I remember for season 5, Brayden just did not socialize with people the first couple of days, and
Mm-hmm.
that was his fault. Yes, Demonica and Sharonica came into that game. I wouldn't say Bria did, but I would say Demonica and because Bria just got mad at him because he voted for her.
Mm.
But they came into there with an axe to grind, but Brayden could have had the agency to make relationships with others before they did. Brayden didn't start reaching out to people until after that house blew up when Demonica cussed him out in front of the whole house. And that was why the house took Demonica's side and Sharonica's side over him. Because at that point, he just wasn't solidified in any alliances. So, and he thought that he would be safe just because Demonica is like controversial. Um, so I felt like season 5 was his worst season by far. And I feel like it was his wake up call that like he's not as good as he thinks he is.
See, I think obviously, I mean, when it comes to competitors, competition wise, it's one of the best.
Mm-hmm.
I think his social game is not good,
Yeah.
but I think his strategy is middle of the road because it's effective. Because
Mm-hmm.
all 3 times, even though he always has the odds against him, he knows how to survive. So that's what I will give him. Um,
I think All Stars, his game was not bad. I
it
thought I
wasn't.
I thought All Stars was going to be. Hey Jen, I thought that All Stars was going to be Braden's chance to redeem himself. I felt like he
Mm,
redeemed himself in Trick or Treat.
mm.
But I'm trying not to look at Trick or
Yeah, I'm
Treat.
not incorporating minis. Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't say it's a mini, but it's like
I mean,
I feel
yeah,
like it's separate from I Love Money.
yeah.
So I feel like if he were to play again and he were to play like how he did in Scared Famous,
I
and
think
that's
you
the
do
problem.
it.
Yeah, I feel like that's his problem too. Is that Brayden he went the second that he gets a sniff of power, he
Mm,
he just gets really cocky. And that was why season 3, Dana, Megan, Elise, all of them did not want him to win because the round where he finally got power and voted with you guys, like, I'm the shit. Like, y'all can't get me in the bottom. I don't know if you remember that, but that
no, I
was,
don't.
yeah, like that was
Like
his losing moment.
as of right now, I will put Braden like top B.
Hmm.
What do you think?
I'm trying to
Or is he
remember what
higher
my
than that?
I had put it. I feel like I think I had put him in A. Yeah, I
I'm
had put
okay
him.
with that. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
I would
I
put him
feel
in
like I
A.
need to see more people on the board, but I'm okay with that.
I would put him in A just because he did make it to final 2. He did legitimately
Mm-hmm.
have a chance at winning. He is one of, if not the best competitor competition wise in the series. And I felt like with season 2, he had a really good game.
Mm.
And if you cut out 5, I felt like 7, he was set up really good. And had he just survived that round, he would have been fine. His only foil has been Sharonica, and I feel like if Sharonica wasn't in a season with him, he would do better because she
If
took him out
Sharonica or
twice.
Demonica wasn't in the season with him, he would do. I would be very. I think he plays better when they're not around. Personally, like I really do.
I feel like he should have given Demonica a chance because that was the reason
That
why.
that twist was annoying though.
But this is the thing: if those two they were going to work together. But if those two
Mm-hmm.
had put their differences aside in 5, they would be unstoppable because
Mm.
Demonica is like Charles Manson. Like people just want to follow her, and then Brayden is a comp beast, and he just wins out. Like,
Yeah.
um, he's the perfect person to pair with if you're really great at strategy.
All right. I mean, love Brandon, but F. Come on now.
Yeah, he's a F.
Um, Bria. I'm trying to take the minis out of it. Like, I love Bria, but
So first season, she quit so Hunter could stay. But we'll ignore
yeah,
that. Season 3,
expelled.
if Bria would have just calmed the fuck down, she would have done fine because everyone wanted to work with her, even though she was on some crazy shit, making that video of Heather like fabricating her Instagrams to get her canceled, making up that Chris Batista
Yeah.
was a whatchamacallit, was a predator, even though that came out to be true. She didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like there was just like a lot of personal things that Bria did, but somehow people wanted to keep her around. So if she had stayed, she probably would have done really well. And then season 5, she got betrayed by Demonica, and she was set up to do pretty good once she came back. She was going to work with the 1984 people, but again, she gave up so Sharonica could stay, and she just like, I don't know,
I think it's like I don't know. She's a good player. Outside of Isle of Money, I feel like if she played Isle of Money again, no doubt she would be a great, fantastic player. But I think with what we have to work with, we have a quit, we have an expulsion, and then Bria got out, and then when Bria had a chance to come back in, gave up for money.
Yeah.
But all in all, I think her best performance was in season 4. And if she came back, I'm interested to see what she does to Demonica. So I would put Bria in D personally.
Yeah.
Only with what we have to work with. But if we were incorporating minis, Bria would be like a lot higher.
I would put her above Adam.
Okay.
And below Anthony.
Okay. I mean, come on.
I would put him below Al. I would put him below Alex.
Hey, look, this is your stream.
He just like is so fucking bad, and maybe the worst player in the history of the show.
So we got a lot of people to go through, so let's not try to spend too long on these people.
Right.
Caroline.
I would put her in B just because Caroline, I don't know how she does it, but she makes it to the end of all the seasons she's in. She's a good ally, and she's just able to set herself up pretty good socially.
All right. I mean, come on.
F, yeah.
I
would put him above Alex, and I would put him at the top of F tier for now because he did have something going on, but he just didn't try.
Who the hell is this?
That's Chandler from season 2. Chandler was booted out first because he missed the first night, but then he got to come back. And when he came back, he was paymaster, and he gave up a good opportunity. He was in the middle, and he could have kept Nika and Jen in the game, which would have kept them going at each other, and the target off his back, but he didn't. And because of that, the target eventually got back on him. But then he asked to get sent home, which was really weird.
So, I mean, it sounds like a F tier, right?
I'd put him in F tier.
Okay. Where? Right here?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, come on.
I would put her in S tier. Chantel is one of the strongest players in the history of the show. Yeah. And the only thing to cement her spot as best player ever would be to come back and to do it all again.
Yeah. See, all right. Look, yeah, he's a D tier player. Like, I mean,
I would put him.
He might be above Adam because he had. I mean, me and Joshua Felix kind of flipped it on him, but like he was doing okay.
I would put him above Bria.
Okay.
Because he did have some alliances going. The problem was that he got too comfortable and he let you pull the wool over his eyes.
Yeah. You got CJ. I mean,
F.
Yeah.
Love CJ. I would put him above Carter just because CJ had potential and there were people that liked him. He just didn't put the effort in.
He was ready to go after Rafi too. I remember that.
He's at the bottom. That motherfucker. I have never seen someone make a whole cast hate them within the span of 24 hours. There were people that hadn't even met him yet, and they just knew to send him home. He got sent home. Oh, he is the only person to get sent home on a premiere over an inactive.
Yeah,
That's
that
a
was bad,
talent.
man. That was bad, man.
He's in contention to be the worst of all time.
Craig was there for like 5 seconds.
I would
So
put him in. I would put him in D just because
okay.
I would put him. I would put
I
him
mean, the
above.
highest you can go is Bola. You can't put him over Aaron.
Okay, put him above Bola.
Yeah.
Craig did have some good things going, but then he got into a fight with Sharonica, and Sharonica tricked him into getting himself expelled. She was like, "We'll post the footage if you want people to believe you," and he did, and then he got kicked out. So I mean, that was a smart move on her part, but yeah, he has to be D.
So let's speed run through some of these D's. So Dana,
I would put her in B because she was
and B.
Yeah, she's a.
I'm okay with that. I love Dana.
I'll never forget. Dana was supposed to go in the bottom, the first paymaster when Kenzel was paymaster, and Dana would have gone home in that scenario. But Dana was able in one afternoon. I don't even think it was in the afternoon. I think it was at the vault ceremony. She was able to convince them to not put her in and instead put in Erin Claw.
Yeah.
And Dana was set up pretty good. It's just that Sydney was able to convince Brayden to keep Heather over her.
I'm just trying to see something. Is this an alphabetical order?
Nah, it's like
some of it is.
Yeah, some of it is.
I was like, there's people missing. Who is this? Dan.
Inactive. He was on your season. He got saved the first round, but then I expelled him the following round. He literally showed up 2 hours late to the stream, and I explained the game to him, and he just never showed up. And
wow,
yeah, so fuck him.
Danielle is
A tier.
Yeah, she's top A right now. She's good. She's a good player.
Really strong, controlled the game. I personally would have given her the win over Erin, even though I thought Erin played fantastically. Danielle just dominated the second half of the game.
She was definitely a good player.
Danielle. Okay, so Danielle, she wasn't inactive. She was there. The problem was that after the first challenge, they were actually going to send Heather home, but Danielle asked to be eliminated, and because she just wasn't having fun, so she's basically a quitter. So I would put her in F, but people wanted her to stay, so I would put her above Carter and below CJ.
Okay. Darian.
Okay, so this is the thing with Darian. Darian was good socially, good strategically, terrible physically. And in I Love Money, you have to be okay. You have to be okay physically. I mean, when you're losing to Cheryl,
yeah,
I'm sorry. And Darian's problem too was just that he was connected good in his group, but his group was always going to take him out first. Like in any scenario, they all saw him as a threat, and they were going to vote him out before the others. So he just didn't have a pathway to the end. But he was a really smart player. He just didn't put any of his things into action when it came to the vault ceremonies, when it came to taking out his targets. So that's the only thing against Darian.
Yeah. I think he's still did pretty good. I might put him over Aaron C. Or is that too low or too high? What do you think? Because I think him and Alex played around the same game.
They did.
No, I think him and Aaron C have around the same game. So that's why I'm like either above or below Aaron.
I actually agree with you. I think that him and Alex played the same game on opposite sides of the house.
Yeah.
It's just hard because I feel like Darian has a lot of potential, and he's a better player. He's a better player than what he showed on this season. And he
I mean, B's not bad.
Yeah, he's not a bad player at all. He was a good player, and who knows what would have happened had he survived over Cheryl.
Like I can easily say Aaron C, Alex, and Darian so far of who we listed could have probably won their seasons if like one small thing goes differently.
So I'd put him in the middle of Aaron C and Alex.
All right, cool. All right, I mean, all right.
Your favorite. I'm sorry, she's an A. She's an A.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because okay, looking at season 1, there's not really a whole lot to talk about. They kept her
Demonica.
around because she was funny. Season 3, Aaron C took her out literally for no reason. Like that was the weirdest thing ever. And then she just got booted for an activity. All Stars, she got herself expelled, which was stupid on her part because she had an army and she could have done really well.
She also got caught.
Yes. Demonica's problem is that she is such a good player strategically and socially, but the problem is that her temper gets the better of her and she goes off on people and leaks info and sinks her own game. And if she wouldn't do that, she would be unstoppable. Like All Stars, she had the whole house going against each other. She had Chanel and Josh not trusting each other. She had Josh getting blamed for everything. She had Sean getting blamed for everything. People were going to go after Jen. She was set up really good, but then V got under her skin and she blew up. And had that not happened, again, she would have done great. But so if we look at season 5, which is her best season, DeMonica was able to systematically turn people against each other. And I don't know how. She was able to cuss people out, be mean and rude to people, but somehow everyone wanted to work with her. So I don't know. I would put her right where you put her, above Brayden, below Danielle.
Which was a force.
Yeah.
Duke. It's like a D.
I'd put him at the top of D just because he was set up really good and they did want to keep him around. He got booted because of being last place and being the only option that wasn't from Ebola. He just didn't put in a lot of effort in the game. And had he put more effort in, he would have done a lot better.
I agree. We got Dylan Freed. I feel like if he didn't get eliminated in the season and then also get early boot in All Stars, I would put him a lot higher.
Yeah.
But with what I have to work with, see, I would put him in C. But looking at Caroline and Dana in B, I'm almost like I would drop Caroline and Dana personally, but
I could see that.
Since they're there, I feel like I have to put Dylan Freed in B now.
I could see Dana and Caroline going down to C.
Okay. And then I would put Dylan like right here or right here.
I would put him in B just because in All Stars, he kind of got screwed over by the duel thing because Sydney didn't want to get rid of him. It was just that he was tied to Enid and they wanted to weaken Sharonica's numbers. And when he was in season 4, he got taken out by the thing that took Darian out. And when he came back, he positioned himself really good and he made some questionable choices, but they all worked in his favor. And it's just that it was the fact that he returned to the game, but he's a really strong player. So I would put him, I feel like I would put him above Alex and Darian, but below Erin, just because he had a legitimate shot of winning and he had a lot of agency.
Against that. He was a good player.
Yeah.
All right. Elise, I feel the same about Elise the way I feel about like Duke, but like in a lesser degree.
I feel like I would put her. The thing with Elise is that Elise was she was a decent player. She I didn't get to see a whole lot of her game because from what I understand, she would do private DMs. But she was set up really well. People liked her. They wanted her to stay around. And I mean, if she had made top 8, and I don't feel like people would have gotten rid of her. She just didn't have a lot going on as the problem. So it's hard to judge her.
She did.
She was in the Lesbians Alliance. But that's kind of it. I feel like she's kind of similar to Amara because she was kind of just like a soldier in other people's armies.
All right. We got Elizabeth, and she's an F, right?
I'd put her at the top of F just because Elizabeth's one of the few people in I Love Money history to get themselves voted out, but not on purpose. She just screwed herself over by she had so many chances to get Ebola out, and then she finally votes against them when she's guaranteed to go home if she's in the bottom with them. So it was just really bad gameplay. But at least she tried.
Mm-hmm. Ugh, okay, so Elliot is
I would put him in D just because.
yeah, fall from grace, my friend.
But I feel like I would put him at the top of D because
Yeah, that's fair.
he was in a good alliance. I don't know who loveface.xyz.
Keep blocking it. Oh no, it keeps coming up.
Wait, get the fuck out of our stream, you weird bitch. No one wants your nudes. But yeah, Elliot was a good player. He just let the emotional side of the game get to him, and he's just like he needed to separate game from real life, and just he needed to have thicker skin was the problem.
Mm-hmm. So Emily Pitch.
It's hard because Emily kind of got screwed over by the fact that Sharonica
Tony and them did not want to work with her too.
No, they didn't. And it started because Sharonica assumed that all of the young people or all the Instagrammers were with Brayden. She wanted to get out anyone that had any possible connection to Brayden. And because Emily had mentioned that she knew who Brayden was from Instagram, she was like, nah, fuck that. So she made up that lie that Emily, Brandon, John Vo, all those people were in Brayden's alliance, and she got picked off. And for some reason, her alliance, her team just did not like her. I think it's because of an age difference. But yeah, Emily's game was just not good.
I think her and Brandon were like in the same. Or is that tripping?
Emily was actively playing the game, I felt, and her problem was that she just was on a team that was actively against her, and she got voted out for being a threat. If I think she would have been in Christine's position had Christine, had her team gotten immunity, because Chrissy and Billy were in that boat where they were supposed to go home pre-jury, but they just kept winning. So had Emily survived that double and it gotten to the point where the others turned on each other, I think she could have done really well.
So what are we putting her?
I would put her in D. I would put her below Duke and above Anthony.
Okay. Enid's pretty good.
She's really good.
I think Enid's like she might be a B-lister, right?
I'd put her in B. She's another person. She was like Amara, but she had more agency and she thought for herself. She didn't do things that other people wanted her to do. And again, had Enid not quit season 4 because her man didn't like that she was playing games, she would have. I don't know if she would have won, but she would have definitely. She would have
done way better.
Yeah, definitely. And then season 2, I mean, that season in her second
All
season
Stars.
in All Stars, her pregnancy is what fucked her up. If she wasn't pregnant, again, Enid probably would have garnered more respect and maybe won the game. So I would put her. I'd put her where you put her.
Okay. I mean, another come on.
Erin, yeah, Erin is the only person in the history of the game to never be in the bottom, and she was willing to do whatever to stay in the game. People were jealous of her, I think, because she was the prettiest one there. No tea, no shade, no pink lemonade. She's a pretty young girl, and I think that was why she got targeted so quickly. And she was really smart, really strategic, and she kept herself out of the bottom. She was a really good player.
Shout out to Erin. Okay. Fever.
Inactive.
I was about to say, I don't know that.
But I would like to see them play a season. I was disappointed that they never showed up.
What about Miss Georgie?
Okay, so Georgie.
Without going too much about her.
Who is someone that I could compare her to, so you can understand? I don't think there's been anyone like her. So Georgie was very nice, very sweet to everyone, but fake as fuck and sabotage people behind the scenes. She got taken out because the eliminated players each got to name a nominee, and she got voted out by the group by a house vote. But Georgie is someone that if she were to play again, like she should have been on All Stars, she would do very well. She's very good at making people like her and want to work with her. I would personally I would personally put her in A.
Okay. Georgie and I. So unfortunately, we were robbed from seeing her play again.
We were very robbed to see her play.
'Cause I really wanted to see her in All Stars.
Yeah, I think that if Sean had not come back, she would have done much better.
Okay. Gianna. Okay, so I think Gianna has a lot of potential, but the way I feel about Gianna is the way I feel about Keisha. I feel like so much potential, but just doesn't get it done. Personally, that's how I feel. And if it was up to me, I would put Gianna in the CSD-ish range. How about you?
Yeah, the thing with Gianna is that she was in a good spot. And she had people that were working with her. It's just that she got demolished by Sharonica, Demonica, like these seasoned players that knew what they were doing. And she just gets too emotional. And that's really her deal. Like she can win a comp, she can do her thing. It is what it is. She just makes herself an easy target. I would personally put her maybe at the top of D.
Okay. All right. All right. So we got Ginny.
Ginny. Like, I love Ginny, but Ginny just actively turns people off.
It's a mess. Yeah.
Like,
Ginny's an F tier, right?
Yeah, I would put her in F tier just because she actively turns people. I would put her at the top of F tier because she could have made it deeper, and she did have allies that wanted her there. She just makes herself an easy target. Like, people aren't even looking at you.
So if he messes up, I'm fucking kicking your ass.
Such ass.
Glow. I mean, come on. Gloria's like A tier, right?
Gloria is A tier because Gloria's lowest placement in a season is top 5, and she was one win or one move away from winning. I would say season 9. I would say season 3 and season 1. The only season where she didn't really have a chance was All Stars, but that's even questionable because if she's against Enid, who knows what happens.
Yeah, I think she's over Demonica, right? Under Danielle, or is that much up him?
I would put her above Danielle.
Really?
You can't argue with her statistics. Her statistics are she's made.
I think she just played more. Like I want to see Danielle play again.
I feel like Danielle plays again and does what she did that time again, then she would probably be above Gloria. It's just that Gloria is one of those players that she plays so bad that she's good. Like, and I think sometimes Gloria does things by accident that are like that really help her. But I also think that Gloria is underestimated, and she does things on purpose that people don't understand because her confessionals, she talks completely different from how she talks like on live streams.
Wait a minute. Am I not using my good mic? Hold up. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Does this sound better?
Yeah.
That's sick. Okay. Anyway, I've been using my crap earphones this whole time. It's crazy. All right. Next is Grace. I mean, Grace is all right.
See, Grace was the reason why that 8-person alliance got leaked in season 3. Grace was working with Sharonica, and had Grace not asked to be eliminated because her friend committed suicide, Grace probably goes on to, like, I don't know if she would win, but do very well. And I think Sharonica has more of a fighting chance with Grace in the game. Like, she's good strategically. She got her. People didn't like her in the beginning because of her movie video. So I would put Grace in C. I'd put her below Elise, just because we didn't see a lot of her.
Okay, sorry, I just need to make sure my mic was working. All right, but yeah, no, I agree with you. I liked Grace this game. I thought Grace had a lot of potential. Gwen, I mean, the way I feel about Gwen is the way I feel about Elliot. I feel like so much potential, but just the wasted. In my opinion, like I'll put like Gwen like right here or right here.
Yeah, you can put her right behind Elliot. The problem
Yeah,
with Gwen is that Gwen plays like 5 million games at once, so
that's what I'm saying.
she doesn't put the effort in. So
Like
it's
if
just
she just played one game, like I feel like she would be
like
fine.
she went home with the golden lock in her pocket. Like
Imagine she was focused.
that's what I'm saying. If she had just played the golden lock, she would have been
Yeah,
safe.
she
But
would. She has so much potential as a player.
yeah,
Dylan Halloween.
Halloween is a he could play really good. The problem was in season 2, he broke the rules and got himself kicked out. If he didn't do all of that, he probably could have him and his whole alliance probably could have done fairly well. They knew what to do. They were strong strategically. Um, they were getting people on their side. Michael flipped over to them. Who knows who else would have flipped over to them? He just
Mhm.
turns people off.
Yeah,
I would be curious how he would do if he were to play now that he's older and he's played other games and like he knows kind of what's going on more. Um, so it's really hard for me to rank him, but I wouldn't say he's a bad player.
like
And he is the OG winner.
yeah, like he's like a D-lister or is that a
Uh,
C-lister?
I feel like C
You can put him with Ace
maybe.
if you want,
Um,
or under Amara in front of Grace.
yeah, I would put him under Amara in front of Grace just
Yeah,
because he had potential. He just got himself kicked out the game. Like it's because I really feel like had he not done that, like his alliance would have gotten picked off and he would have been the last one left because they wanted Matthew and Jen first. So they would have left him and then he probably could have done something.
all right. Hannah, I love Hannah. But Hannah's first season, basically brought in outer game drama into this and got herself eliminated.
Yeah.
And then the second time, sided with the wrong side with Brayden and Emily and got herself eliminated. I will put her with Emily Pitch personally because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of potential just went south, you know.
Yeah. I would put her. I don't know if I would put. I would put her. I honestly would put her at the top of D just because
Okay,
she controlled that first half of
she
season
did.
3.
Like she has a lot of potential. I
Had
like
that
Hannah.
had that sequester or redacted, whatever we're doing, mini not happened and Megan not turned on her, she's in a
Mm,
great position to
yeah,
possibly win that game. And then season 5, she kind of screwed herself. She should have just let Brayden go in the bottom with Megan, and just let them do whatever they were gonna do. But she fought it, and then they were like, "Fuck," because Demonica and Sharonica actually wanted to work with Hannah. They actually wanted to keep
yeah,
her. Hannah
yeah.
just like she put her foot in her mouth.
Okay. The legend herself, HLC, Hillary Cameron.
Heather's another one where like her placements kind of speak volumes. The only time she did
Yeah,
bad, her only bad placement was All Stars.
which is hilarious to me.
Yeah.
I will put her with right up there with Caroline, if I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, I would put her at the top of C just
Yeah,
because Heather's another person that self-sabotages. Like she puts herself in a really good spot and you would think she's a goat, but she's not. Like people actually would vote for her to win. Like season 3 she had a legitimate shot. So Heather's just insane. And if she were to play again, I would be really interested to see how she would do.
Hunter's a D-list, right? I mean, F. Sorry, I said
He's
D.
an F
Yeah,
because all he did during I would put him above Elizabeth, below Ginny, because Hunter.
it's high. I mean, I'll do it, but like, damn. Okay.
This is my reasoning for that. Hunter put people off socially, and his strategy was based in pettiness. But the reason why I put him above the others is that Hunter did have allies. He did have people that wanted him to stay there. And had Hunter not gotten caught up in the drama and been immature, he would have done a lot better.
Is that too
So
loud?
a little, just make it a little quieter.
Sorry.
So I put him above the others because I felt like Hunter did have a remnant of a game, whereas the others I don't think had any kind of game.
Okay. I think it sounds fine now, right?
Yeah.
Are we good? Okay, go. All right. All right. So we got Ida next. I mean, I think Ida's a bad version of Demonica, where same ideas but bad execution. If that makes any sense.
I give Ida credit because if it wasn't for Ida, I don't know if the Ebola Alliance is successful, because she's the one that says, okay, we're voting these two people, let's go down the line. Are you voting for them? You're voting for them. You're voting for them. And I'm actually surprised more people don't follow that strategy because it's effective. Her problem is just that when it got down to it, she wasn't anyone's priority. So she kind of was just the first one to be left out to dry at top 7.
So we put Ida.
I would honestly put her in B because she.
What?
This is the reason why I would put her in B, because she wasn't a lot of people's end games. She did have strategy. She was in a very strong alliance, and she got people out, and she was a really big threat.
What's the difference between her strategy and Heather's? Because I feel like Heather's better than Ida.
Heather did not get people out. Like, Heather would say something, like if Heather went to a vault ceremony and was like, these two people should go in, people aren't likely to listen to her. Whereas with Ida would be like, I want these two people in the bottom, and her alliance would kind of just go with it because they didn't really care. So she was able to direct who was going in the bottom. And like, she's another one where she's able to act crazy and like people want to protect her.
I mean, okay, but I feel like Ida's more top C than D.
I could see that.
Only because her placement isn't even high.
She got top 7.
What was Alex's placement?
He got top 10 out of 19. And Darian got top 9 out of 19. So Ida did better than them.
All right. I see her dropping down, but we'll do it for now.
Yeah.
Oh, still loud? I got you, Jen. My bad. I'm sorry. I'll turn it down. I'll leave it wherever
Canadian accent.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Now we got all the season 6 people.
All right. Let's speed through this, man, because like I don't feel like talking about season 6. Like
Amy.
Boom, boom, boom. Like,
there's nothing really to talk about.
Let's keep it going. So Amy, where are we putting Amy?
Amy, put her above Gianna.
Okay. All right. I mean, come on. All right. Here's a question: is Chanel over? No.
This is the problem with Chanel, is that Chanel needs I feel Chanel needs to play in a season with real players, because like All-Stars I'm not really gonna count. But Chanel just had a really easy ride to the end because she played with such a really bad group of players. So it's hard to rank her higher, even though I know she's like a fantastic player.
It's kind of like Kim Spradlin.
Yeah, she would be the Kim Spradlin of the series, definitely.
Yeah. Still asked though, right? Where are we dropping her? I can drop her.
I would put her at the top of A.
Okay, I'm good with that. All right.
Evan C, because his game was he just wasn't a majority.
All right.
Ganny's a C. Sorry, Ganny. Like, he had a strong connection.
Like Billy.
Yeah, I'd put him above Billy, below Dana. Yeah. Because he was he did mastermind the takeout of JT, so I will give that to him.
Okay.
Jen.
Not counting minis.
If we're not counting her winning season on Trick or Treat.
Yeah.
Jen. This is the thing with Jen. Jen does have the strategy, but her social game, no offense, Jen, is really bad. Like, people, both of the seasons, hated her guts. Like, I remember in All Stars, she turned the whole house against her within a span of one night. But I did feel that her season 6 performance was pretty good because she did pull off some blindsides. She kept Robert in the game, which I thought was a smart move. She was able to stay out of the bottom despite everyone thinking she's a threat, and she was a comp beast. So it's like, I don't feel like she's a terrible player. She just didn't have the strongest showings, I would say, and has some major flaws.
Yeah.
I
That
would,
being said,
yeah,
the way I see Jen is the way I see Heather and Ida
yeah, I kind of agree with you.
and Caroline.
I would put her in between Ida and Heather.
And that is that top C or a bottom B?
I feel like bottom B, but things can
Okay,
change.
that's fine. Now Glow made a good point. Glow, he did beat Chanel in a return comp.
And that's the thing. I feel like
I'm
Chanel.
almost like you gotta put Chanel under Glow now.
I kind of feel that because
Yeah.
I felt like in All Stars there weren't many people that got eliminated because of strategic moves. Chanel's elimination was calculated by Nika. That was a
Yeah.
calculated decision to put Chanel and Gloria in the bottom and for Glow to beat Chanel. So I would put Gloria above Chanel.
Small margin, like picking hairs, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Josh V.
This is the thing with Josh. Josh was one of the best in season 6, but I felt that Josh had it really easy in season 6 because he came into that game with a pre-made alliance. Like, he didn't come in like, oh, we should all sign up for this game, but he knew Janae, he knew Tay, he knew Ganny, he knew V, and that put people in his corner that might not necessarily have been there. The only allies he made on his own were Chanel and JT, who both would have beaten him. He was seen as a GOAT the entire time. But his game was good because he was able to make people trust him, and everyone wanted to take him to the final too. It's just that once people figured out what his game was all about, no one respected him.
Yeah. He's
I feel like he's B.
He had a really strong first season, but his second season, yeah, he's B. I might actually put him top of B though.
Yeah, I would put him top of B.
Yeah, he's worth it. Speed through these people again. I mean, JT is a C tier, right?
Yeah, he's a C tier. I would put him below Caroline, above Dana.
I agree. I mean, Keaton's a F.
F.
Like right here. I guess.
That's fine.
Maya.
I would put her where Bola is because Maya kind of just gave up at one point because the game was too much for her. She literally was crying every round because it was so emotional. And I love Maya. She's a viewer of mine, Miss Price. So I would put her she's kind of where Craig and Bola are, but I would put her above Bola and below Craig. Nay. Okay, Nay was really close to winning her season. The problem with Nay is that Nay makes some bad judgment calls. Like in season 6, she should have taken Chanel and JT out. Like, she got a chance to redo it because JT cheated in the challenge. And she chose to boot JT and keep Chanel when she should have booted Chanel and JT and kept Amy because Amy's not a threat to anyone. Like, she drew the line in the sand and then went back on it for no reason. So if she didn't make that mistake, I feel that she could have won that season. Let me just get my charger. And then with All Stars, she was basically the first boot, and then she won her way back into the game. And again, she had a chance to make a move that would have benefited her game by voting Lance out and keeping Sydney in. And that would have given your side a chance. But she was petty and voted Sydney out because of the mini. And because of that, it fucked her over and put her in a bad. And even then, Sharonica and all of them wanted to keep her around, but she kind of dug her own grave. But I do think Janae is a really strong player, and I think if she were to play again, now that she has more experience, I think she would do a lot better. So I would put her in B.
Where specifically?
I feel like I would put her maybe right behind Josh. Maybe.
Okay.
Would you agree with that? Like, what do you think?
I think it's like pulling hair. I think between Nay to Enid, it can really go any direction. Like I'm argumentatively, Enid could actually be higher looking at this, but
honestly, I was thinking the same thing. Like I feel like put her right behind Dylan.
Yeah.
Let me grab my charger.
Yeah, go ahead. But I'm comfortable with that. That's fine. What's up, everybody? While we waiting for him to get his charger, if you aren't already, subscribe to the DH1 network. Follow the Facebook, the Skype accounts, the Twitters, and all that fun stuff. Sign up for the boardroom. Okay.
Who's up next?
All right. Let's get these seasoned people out here. We're almost done. There's not a lot of good people left. All right, Robert. F. I mean, come on.
He's F. He was really bad. I would put him above
who?
He just continuously hurt his own game. Like some of these people didn't even try, but he just hurt himself.
So we put him.
I put him like
Carter.
I was thinking above Callum.
All right, yeah. That Shakespeare thing was funnier.
Yeah, he's like a Callum. Oh, you're echoing a little bit, by the way.
Oh, I am?
Yeah, just a little.
Is it still there?
Boop. A little bit.
Here.
Is
it still there?
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right. Go ahead. Continue to talk about Robin while I fix this. Go ahead.
Okay, Robin. Robin's a good player. The only thing that Robin did wrong was they gave up. I think had they not sacrificed themselves for JT, they could have went really, really deep. The only thing was that V wanted them out for no reason. He was so random. Oh, is it me echoing?
Maybe I don't hear anything. Am I still echoing?
No, maybe it's me because you were muted.
Okay.
Why would it be me? Hold on.
We didn't skip L. For people, shout out to the people in the chat. No, just for everyone, it's getting spotty. We didn't skip L. If you didn't hear your name, you people are still here. All right. We just didn't get to you yet. We almost there. We're getting there. We're trying to get the way he has it structured. It has to go through all of season 6. We're gonna get this season 6 out of here. We're gonna be back on track.
All right, test 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you still echoing? Lance, you right here.
Okay, I don't hear the echo anymore. Do you hear the echo?
No. Okay. Let's keep it going. All right. So Robin, Robin's like a C tier player.
Yeah.
All right. Robin.
Oh no, it is echoing.
I don't hear anything.
It's probably
here. Stay here. I'm gonna restart. You want me to restart it? I'm gonna restart my computer. All right, give me a second.
Boop. Okay, because now I don't hear it. Okay, hello everyone. Is that Shaq?
All right, we good.
Boop. Yeah, we're good now. Okay,
Let me put the screen share back on. Sorry about that, folks. Oh, wrong screen. Remove. All right. Here we go. Anyway, back to this. All right. So, Robin. Yeah, we're ranking based on gameplay. So Robin, I think Robin just middle of the road. I would put Robin with Amara. Yeah.
Yeah. She was kind of just or they were just kind of like a loyal foot soldier, and then they again Amara, they sacrificed themselves.
All right, Sarah, quit the game, so F. I would say with Robert.
I put her above Robert just because she had a standing in the game, but she let her emotions get the best of her.
All right, love Tay. Great personality.
Had a making to go really far, but volunteered to be in the bottom because she thought she was safe.
Which is the issue. So D tier. I'll put Tay next to Hannah, yeah?
Yeah.
Or is that too high?
I would put her right behind Hannah.
Okay.
It
Tim,
feels
I
weird.
don't.
It feels weird that Evan's above them.
Yeah, we can drop Evan.
I'd put him kind of where Amy is.
Yeah.
Tim,
Tim.
I would put him in D.
All
Like
right.
he got eliminated both times that he was eligible. Like his chart is void,
Mm,
back in the game, void.
source
So
him out. I
put
don't remember this
him.
guy.
I would put him like right above Craig, behind Erin.
Okay.
Or no, put him where Bola is. Put him where Bola is.
Perfect. Tomas, mess.
He was like a worse version of Loki. Like
He might be God. He might be F tier, right?
I'd put him at the bottom of D.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
He had some good makings, and he was part of a major blindside. He just
Yeah.
no social.
Vicky inactive.
Yeah, as inactive.
The troll herself
V was a good player. V just did not
didn't
care.
give a fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. But if she did, she would do really good. I would put her in B because she did have a chance of winning. And
Okay.
she was pretty good. I would put her. I'm debating putting her. I feel like Heather, Jen, and Caroline are all kind of the same type of player, but I don't know if I would put her above Jen, is the problem. Because V is smart and V is a good. Honestly, put her above JT. Actually,
Okay.
do you agree with that?
Yeah. I mean, I'm still waiting to put more people on the board, but I'm considering doing adding a few more tiers because we're getting cluttered. But yeah, I'm good with that for now. Okay.
Zoe, our last season sixer.
Yeah.
Zoe, she's like a C.
Okay. Where? Like with Elise?
Yeah, like where Elise is.
Okay. All right. Let's keep it moving. Oh God, I can't rank myself, so
I would put you in S just because in season 3.
Is that what you want?
Yeah.
Don't kiss my ass.
Well, I ranked you in the top 3. So this is my thoughts on your game. So in season 3, you were in the majority alliance from the beginning, and you had a lot of people that wanted to work with you, and you didn't know anyone in the game. Well, most people didn't, but you formed a lot of really good connections. And then once your name came up to go home, you flipped everything and you took over the game, and you and Sydney toppled the majority. And that hasn't happened many times in the game, in the series, where a minority takes over the majority, and one by one you were able to take them all out. And you went in the bottom the most of anyone in the history of the show. And there were many times that Braden should have taken you out and you should have gone home, but he didn't, and you were able to convince him. It was very. And if you had made it to the final 2, you probably would have won. Had the format been what it is now, you probably would have been final 2. And then All Stars, what hindered you was that your army kind of folded. You had the potential. It's just that you didn't really, by the time that it was ready to strike, you didn't really have any good players to back you up. So I would put you in S just because you were a very
bottom S, right?
I feel like I might put you above Erin, but I'm not sure. We can leave you where you are right now for now.
It's your choice, my friend. I'm not ranking myself. All right. Jabbar. A lot of potential.
I'm debating B or A because he was a very strong player. His problem was that he kind of gave up after, he was kind of over it after the way DeMonica had, kind of been in the house meeting. And I think if that had not happened, his game would have been a lot stronger.
Yeah, I agree. Where are we putting him?
I feel like he's kind of like Georgie a little bit. Like him and Georgie are kind of similar.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a good spot.
Are you okay with me adding some tiers real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, give me 1 second. Right below.
Shout out to all the DH1 people in the chat.
Shout out to y'all. I'm gonna just edit things around real
We
quick.
have a decent amount of people watching.
Yeah, it's like it goes between 17 and 10, like every 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay, I'm just gonna take some of this around real quick. Okay, so are you
Yeah.
okay with moving
Okay, so now
Georgie
we have,
Jabbar here,
yeah.
and then Josh to Enid up,
Okay.
leaving these? So like I would do like this. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Boom, 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 boom. Leave these people here, and
Mm-hmm.
then
That feels better.
it feels less cluttered right now.
I I agree with that. This looks good.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Yeah, that feels a lot cleaner.
Oh, Glow
Okay.
was asking who is in the bottom the most. As far as I know, it's Isaiah. I don't know if you broke that record in
Did
season
anyone break my
9.
record?
Glow
No.
is in the
Yeah, I don't
bottom.
think anyone broke it. It was either me or did Glow time me.
Glow has 7. And then yeah, Gloria has 7, and then in season 3 you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You had 8, so by 1.
Okay. So yeah, still me. Sorry. Um,
Mhm.
Jackson inactive.
If we're not counting the round where she got picked last for a team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jackson's
Jackson's
definitely.
inactive, which is unfortunate because he has potential to be a really good player.
I agree. Next you got who the hell is Jake?
Jake was in season 2. He was eliminated at the double
Mm,
at final 5s at final 6, so he was 5th place. Jake, the thing with Jake is that he was in the majority, like the dominating alliance that was like based on the vote, and he was good with everyone, but he just didn't have an impact, and he was kind of all bark no bite. Like he
mm,
thought he was playing this amazing game, but like he had no power, and the only reason why he was potentially going to win was because at that point, like towards the end, the only good players were like Jimmy, Nika, and it was just like those two were the ones to beat. So I would
mm.
put him in D. Um,
Okay.
I would put him above Amy and below Latanya.
Amy. Which one is Amy? Amy.
We're
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
3rd place
All
in
right.
D.
Jazz.
I put Jazz in the same category as like an Amara and Robin because
Yeah. I
yeah,
agree. I
I'd put
agree.
her right there.
Yeah.
And I thought Jazz was gonna, pull a Safari from I Love Money 2, the real version, where her alliance
She
gets
has
picked off.
potential.
Yeah, because people wanted to work with her, and Taisha was gonna pick her up. It's if Taisha didn't get that thing stolen from her, Jazz goes farther.
Um, Janine.
I put her in S.
Yeah.
Janine's game, if we're not looking at all
Where you want
stars,
to wait? Where you want to add over here?
above Erin, below Chantel. Do
Cool.
you agree with that?
Yeah. For a single season win, she. I'm not gonna. Are you counting? I see. Are you counting all stars?
I really can't because she was there for
Okay.
literally 5 seconds. She didn't
Okay.
participate in
Okay.
any eliminations.
Okay.
Um, Janine, her game in season 4, like Julia did a lot of the legwork, and Janine pushed everyone. And there's like little things that Janine would do that turned people against each other and got people to target each other. Like Janine just had a really strong and smart game.
Yeah. Um. Another person I do not recognize.
That is
Jen.
Jen with 2 N's.
Secular.
She was part of the Legion of Doom with Halloween, Matthew, and again, if her alliance had not broken the rules and done all that bullshit, they probably could have taken over. Like she was a smart player. She just those who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, and she threw
Yeah.
stones and her house broke. I would put her she kind of reminds me of Tomas a little bit. I
Okay.
would put her above Tomas and below Tim.
All right. Jesse was a mess, right?
Jessie didn't really do anything. I'd put her an
Inactive.
F. I wouldn't put her inactive because she was there. I'd put her like
Okay.
where Brandon is. Like she's like a Brandon or a Keaton. Can
Okay.
we make a you know what? Can we make a category for people that were like semi inactive?
Yeah.
And let's put
Oops.
them above the inactives because I feel like F tier just needs to be people that are bad players.
Semi inactive. Wait, give me 1 second. I just noticed.
The colors.
Yes, throw me off. Some good ass music. Sorry. All right. What did I just do? Oh, I was like, what? And let me just change this. I'm so sorry. Okay. So who are these semi inactives?
Semi inactives would be
Jesse.
Jesse,
Mm-hmm.
Keaton,
Okay.
Brandon,
Okay.
Carter,
Okay.
Danielle.
Oops. Where's Danielle?
Danielle is right after CJ.
Oh, okay.
Um,
They were higher.
and part of me wants to say Chandler, but Chandler actually did play
was
the
there.
games too.
Yeah, he was there.
was there. So yeah.
All right.
Okay, that looks a lot better.
Jules. See, here's the thing. Jules is up there with Ginny, right?
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Jules had an alliance that was backing them up.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know if Jules would have had that loyalty if it wasn't for Mona Lisa putting in a lot of legwork for them.
Yeah.
But I will put them above Ginny.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Jimmy Pink is where? Is Jimmy Pink A+, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what to do with Jimmy because I feel like Jimmy and Brayden are very similar.
She's a weird player. Yeah.
Because I think if Jimmy were to play today, I think that she would be a lot more strategic. And she was very strategic and smart. The problem with Jimmy was that everyone went after her because everyone wanted screen time to be in the episodes. And they were jealous of her personality. So had she been with a normal I Love Money cast, not a cast of fucking goats that were like trying the hardest to be
she
the
might
head
be
goat,
right here.
I'd put her right there. Because she was a smart player, and even though if she had lost one challenge, she would have been sent home. She sent home people in the correct order to keep herself safe.
Is she over Glow?
No.
Okay. Joey.
Put him at the bottom of inactives because he's just a fucking asshole. Jonathan
didn't get him to play. He didn't get to play.
He's semi-inactive.
He did not get a chance. John, the mess. He is a F tier.
But I feel like him and Brandon are on the same wavelength.
Yeah, they're like the same. Yeah, him and Brandon are like the same player.
Brandon's a semi-inactive, so I would put him like right next to Brandon.
They had no idea what they were doing.
Let's organize the semi-inactives real quick. We're putting Keaton at the bottom.
Okay.
We're putting Carter right next to him.
Okay.
Jonathan can stay where Jesse can go below Jonathan.
Okay.
Danielle can go below Jonathan.
See, I love the new casting decisions I have prevailed because look at my 3 inactive kings. So
yeah, even though I liked all 3 of them, they
were funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see what.
Jonah.
I
oh my god, like Keaton, I could go on about him how he said I fucking used his anxiety against him.
Stop.
Why did
you? Anyways, Jonah. You said he was pretty good in season 2. All Stars.
This is Jonah's thing. In season 2, Jonah, like, he got taken out by Chandler because like he was in a strong spot before the pre-jury. The thing with Jonah was that he made some problematic alliance decisions. Like he formed an alliance with Jake because he wanted the 2 straight guys to stick together. And then he fucking pushed the rumor that there was a POC alliance. So like his first season, he was like in a pretty good spot, but I think that was just because the people in the game like gravitated towards working with someone like him. And then in All Stars, he did well again because he had pretty much those same people in the game. So it's like I feel like Jonah has a good head on his shoulders, but he's one of those people that likes to make big moves for the sakes of making big moves.
Yeah, and speaking of from personal experience, I don't know what he was thinking.
I like Jonah as a person. Like, I
Yeah,
don't think he's a bad person, despite what I was just saying. Like, he's a good person. He's just really fucking boring to watch.
he's where are we putting this guy?
I'd put him in C. I'd put him like below Elise, above Zoe, because he's not a bad player. He's
Yeah.
just not a great player.
Who's Jordan?
He was inactive.
Okay, where? It
Above
doesn't
Jonah.
matter.
Oh,
Active, inactive.
if we're gonna rank these people,
Yeah, they literally have nothing to rank. Like,
No
Josh,
Chill.
No Chill Josh is honestly a really good player.
He is a really good player. I'd say around A.
His only weak spot, horrible jury management.
Yeah,
Horrible jury management.
maybe the worst in the series.
Yeah, but
Nah,
he's
right
a
behind
very
Braden.
but he's still a great player. Good
Yeah.
competitions, good social game, good strategy, horrible jury management.
I feel like I would put him right behind DeMonica. What do you think?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I had to think about it. Yeah, that feels right.
Yeah.
He's a good player.
Just because like his comps were okay and his strategy was pretty good, Braden has that weakness with the strategy.
Yeah. All right. Josh from season 8.
From New Blood.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He's like with Ganny.
The thing with Josh is that Josh did wrangle an alliance together. Him,
Reminds
Taisha,
of Grace, right? No.
Nah,
Continue. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
he's better than Grace. Josh was set up to possibly win. He took down Mona Lisa's alliance. He was part of the reason why him and Sherry and Taisha and Erin they forged a group against that. Josh's only problem was that he kind of got drunk with power, and he didn't have the comp wins to back it up to keep him safe like Braden did. So I feel like he's kind of like JT, where they both had really strong games and then just got knocked out.
Okay.
So I'd put him. That's perfect.
Cool. Julia's a really good player. Okay. So Julia's original season is a really good player. All Stars, not so much. But
All Stars drops her. Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm like, Guys, I want to put Julia in A+, which we still can. But I feel like All Stars drops Julia to the A range.
Like, if Julia didn't play in All Stars, I would have put her in S because she ran that entire season from start to finish. She controlled how that season was going to go. Janine manipulated her to do things that she wanted her to do, but Julia was, the person that moved it. She was the mover and pusher and made pretty much all the decisions. All Stars, her problem was she played when she wasn't sober. I think had she played now that she is sober, she would do very well. But I would put her in A+ still, just maybe not as high as I normally would have.
Where specifically?
I feel like in between DeMonica and maybe above Danielle.
Okay. That's fair.
You think that?
I think between Danielle and these three, it's interchangeable. So yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Julian didn't do too hot.
I wouldn't say he's semi-inactive because he did miss the day he was eliminated.
Oh no, he needs to be ranked. He needs to be ranked.
Yeah.
I'm saying he didn't do good.
Julian, I remember, thought that he had like the worst take ever, and he thought that like I think even if Julian got voted out not because he wasn't there, but
Yeah.
because Vernice and Duke thought he was a threat. So Julian is an F, but I would
Yeah.
put Julian above Hunter and
I
behind
was gonna
Jake.
say that. I was gonna
Yeah,
say that. Yeah. I
Kale.
don't know, Kale. Who's this?
So Kale was another evil mastermind that got caught. So what he did was the first round, he had an alliance with Jimmy and Nika. They were a tight
Mm,
trio. Um, but then Kale plotted this whole thing where where Heather's team throws the challenge and she gets voted out and he gets Paymaster to vote her out. But the plan failed because his team got second and Halloween's team won it. And then Heather's team threw the challenge, but Halloween decided to keep Heather because he thought she was a number. After that, he started spreading rumors about Jimmy being ableist against Pam, um, and basically saying that Jimmy thought that all of the people with problems like Caroline, Heather, and Pam were messy and need to go. And because of that, Jimmy went digging, and this is why Jimmy is a good player strategically. She found out what Kale was doing, and on Circle Night, Kale got booted by the whole house. So I think Kale is similar to Hannah. I would put him below Hannah, above Tay.
okay. Shad or Cash, but he goes by Shad now. Where you putting Cash at?
Cash is a C player because
Okay.
Cash was kind of inactive, but when he was there, he pushed Georgie to go home.
Okay.
And yeah, he's a pretty good player. I would put him right above Zoe, like in between Jonah and Zoe.
Okay.
You have to be America to talk for me. That's funny.
Keisha.
Keisha, I had when I first ranked it, I had her in A, but I wouldn't be mad at B. What do you think?
And where?
I had her in A, but I wouldn't be mad at B or B plus. Because now you have the pluses.
I will put Keisha in B plus because I think her Darian around the same area. I think she just had more social capital than Darian. See the difference between these two. She had a great social capital, but wasn't willing to make the moves that needed to be made. Darian, not the best social capital, but the right mind strategically, but didn't have the capital needed to make the moves that he tried to push out. So they're around the same player.
Keisha had the difference between those two is that Keisha had the potential to win. Keisha's only problem was that she didn't have the confidence in herself. So, like, I think if Keisha were to play now, she would do better.
I
It's
mean, what do
just
you mean now? It was literally just like a couple of weeks ago, but
I know, but she's kind of gotten some footing. I think if
yeah,
she plays again,
yeah.
she'll do better. She just like I think the competition
I mean,
she
I
went
think
out on.
Darian. You can't say Darian didn't have a chance to win either. Like you get past that,
No one wanted to take him to the end, and
but he
he
could get
couldn't.
him. He might be able to get him. I don't know.
And
It depends.
he couldn't win any challenges. That's the problem. His challenge he might be one of the worst challenge players in the history of the show.
Yeah,
Like I love Darian and I think his social and strategic game are strong. It's just that Keisha was at final 6 and
yeah.
she could have won that challenge. If she wins that challenge, like we went through it, she makes final 3, possibly wins.
Okay. By the way, if anyone's wondering how we're doing this, we literally do this on Skype all the time. Kendall, I mean,
She's like a D. Like
yeah, she's like with Anthony, right?
she is like yeah, she's basically an Anthony, I would say.
Yeah, but yeah, they both get in fights.
I'd put her
I'll
right
pay
behind Anthony.
Yeah, I agree with that. Not season 6 and the back end of season 3, I'll get in D tier.
Mm-hmm.
Kira's an interesting one.
Kira, this is the thing with Kira. Kira is someone that like a lot of people had problems connecting with her because I remember Sharonica would say it's like talking to a therapist,
Yeah.
and she's kind of like white bread. Like she's not really adding a whole
No
lot.
emotion.
Yeah.
But she likes to be. She's a cutthroat player, and I
Mhm.
think she really had God, she had Gianna and Tamika
Tamika.
really behind her.
Yeah.
Would you say Billy's better than her?
Mm, like that's the thing with heroes that if certain people didn't get Paymaster, she would have been fine.
Yeah.
It's just that she wasn't making tight enough. Like I remember she was part of the reason why Tony and Sarah got sent out. She was cussing them out with Tamika.
Yeah.
Like if she played again, she probably would do a lot better. It's just she has a hard time emotionally connecting with people she doesn't like.
So where we want to put her?
I feel like she's in the same frame as like an Ace.
Yeah, that sounds appropriate. That's why I asked. I was like, "Is she better than Billy?" I'm like, but
Going
Billy. I
off
feel
of
like
this,
Billy naturally makes it far. Where I
yeah,
feel like Kira will have to work a little bit.
yeah.
Christine is hard to rank because she's a great player, but I
Mhm.
think that she plays with her heart way too much and gets herself eliminated too many times.
I mean,
Like
she
she was
was
literally willing to leave
that was gonna say.
for that group, you know?
Yeah, and like they didn't give a shit about her. Like Chrissy had stars in her eyes, and I remember in her head she would say that she wanted to take a returning player to the final, and she wanted to beat a returning player.
Yeah. Like if
Like
she didn't do all that, I would put her like up there with Jabbar and Georgie, but I don't feel comfortable doing that right now.
she's similar to them, yeah.
She might be B plus
Yeah.
with Keisha, both like good, but like plays with their hearts too much.
I would say between Keisha and Darian
I
because
agree.
she was
I agree.
good strategically, good physically, good socially. It's just that she picked it like she didn't turn on Demonica or Sharonica quick enough, even though she knew it was the right thing to do.
Should have came back for All Stars. I'm mad at her.
Yeah, a lot of
I
the
would have
season
worked with
5
her.
people should have.
Lockie is up
Before we
there.
rank him, I'm gonna pee really quick.
Go for it. Intermission. Intermission. Let me see what's. Oh, y'all want to see Dylan? Dylan. Oh, I can't even see myself. Anyways, how's everybody doing today? What's going on? Let's look at the chat. Let's see what's going on in the chat box real quick. I put Julia an A plus, but at the end, I think honestly, a lot of these people can move to a lot of different places. Like literally, Chanel's a winner, but we have like Gloria and Jimmy in front of her. But I do think it's warranted. Let me see what else is being said in here. I'm anxious to see how low I ranked. Gotta wait and see. I wouldn't say that you never know where you're gonna be ranked, Cheryl. Let's see what else is being said in here. Yes, Isaiah, we love to survive. You know it, Glow. You know the vibes. We good in here. All right. It seems like Dylan's back, y'all. So
Hola, I am back.
okay.
Okay.
We're almost out of here. We're steaming through it. We're almost good.
All right.
Um
We have Lockie. I think
Lockie is high, right?
yeah, I think Lockie I'm
He might
between
be A plus.
yeah, I was gonna say A plus because Lockie's only detriment is that he has moments where he acts like he doesn't care. But
Yeah.
I know he cares.
Yeah.
Um
That's
like
how
in
he is.
All Stars, when he did not allow Enid to get a free pass because he knew that was his only chance to stay. And honestly, Sean probably should have booted Enid at that
Yeah.
point because Lockie might have been more. Lockie has proven he's willing to make a move. Like takes Demonica out at 6.
I was like, why are people trusting this guy when I hosted
Mhm.
him? And then playing in the game, I'm like, I want him out. And then V was like, I want to work with him. And I spoke to him. I'm like, damn, I see why people want to work with this guy. He's good. He's definitely one of the better social players.
Mhm.
Now, does he win? Is the real question. I think he's bottom A plus right now.
Yeah, that's his problem. Is that in season
Actually,
5?
he might be above Braden, but continue.
Yeah, in season 5, he doesn't beat anyone except for Billy. Because he probably would have gotten the Black Panthers vote, just because they did not like Billy. So he probably wins against Billy. So he realistically is one move away from winning, but he doesn't have many options to beat in the end is the problem.
Yeah.
And
Lance,
he had a
he's
really
a scary
bad
player,
final.
man.
Yeah, he was doubting himself. He had a really bad performance at the
Yeah.
final.
That's why I was like bad jury management, him and Josh, but like
Yeah.
overall good players.
Yeah.
Layla is a really good competition threat, bad
Mhm.
at strategy and social game. She's straight competition. I will put her with Kara, to be honest.
I would say she's very similar to Kira.
Yeah, like Kara's straight strategy, no social, no comps. Layla is straight comps, no social, no strategy.
But
Like,
what's crazy with Layla is that Layla, I think if she played again, would do good because her pitch to Rawan to keep
yeah,
her, I was like, where the fuck was this?
yeah, I
So
agree.
I think now that she understands orgs, she's one of those people that would come back and do really good.
I agree. Actually, I'll put her over Kara behind Kara.
I'd put her over Kira.
Yeah, I agree. All right, look at your friends ranking in the same area.
Yeah.
Lance.
Lance, I don't know if he stayed awake for his
Nah,
ranking.
he went to bed.
It's so hard to rank Lance. Like,
Yeah,
I
he
don't
might
know.
be B.
Yeah, because I feel like maybe he's like around a Heather Caroline because Lance he is a good player. Like he gets people that want to work with him. He makes people feel comfortable with him, but he makes questionable moves. Like and he lets his temper get the best of him.
Honestly, I feel like Ida and Jen should be dropped, and so I feel like Lance, Ida, Jen, and Heather are like the same player.
I agree with that. I think he's in the same category. I feel like maybe we should like I feel like Ida, Jen, Heather are all kind of like should be in a category like on their own. Like because this is Lance's thing is that Lance in All Stars, he benefited from Demonica quitting or not quitting, getting expelled, um, and people getting taken out. But he was really strong and he had alliances on his side. It's just that he had a chance to make a move and get Sharonica and Nika out and side with you, but he chose not to do that. And then he waited until it was too late. And at that point, he should have just stuck with them. And I think if he had stuck with them, he might have beaten them in a jury vote because you would have voted for him, V would have voted for him. He just like he made some bad choices in both of his seasons, but he is a good player.
Is this accurate?
Um, yeah, I could see
I
that.
don't know if we really need this one.
I would say keep. I would say keep them in B, V. Well, VJT
Like,
and
I don't know if we
Josh.
need a C plus.
If we did a C plus, there would be some people in C I would move.
Tell me when to
Like,
stop them. I could say up until like Kira. Oh,
yeah,
like this.
I agree with that.
There you go. That makes more sense. All
Mhm.
right. Team one. LJ.
He's like a Dana where he had a really strong game, but he got taken out by something really weird. Like Ginny voting him out was a terrible move. He had like a strong game. I would feel like, or yeah, he's like a Dana or a Hannah. Like
Yeah.
what do you think?
LJ. I feel like him and Robert suffer the same thing, which we'll get to him soon. Um, I feel like if LJ plays again, he has a good like. I think he's good strategically. I think he's good socially, and I feel like he could probably win comps. I don't know where his head is strategically. I feel like that's his lowest point.
Strategically, I'm trying to think what he did strategically.
Like he might be
Because
with Jazz for real. Jazz,
with
or maybe
Josh,
lower Jazz.
oh Jazz, yeah, I feel like him and Jazz were kind of interchangeable.
Yeah,
Um, like he was set up pretty good. People did want to work with him, but he was a huge target. Jazz was able to keep herself off the radar, whereas he was a target. I feel like if we're gonna rank him, where is he right now? He's above Robin. Yeah, I could see that. I feel
Yeah.
like it's a good spot.
All right. Um,
Lauren.
Lauren, don't know who this is.
Lauren was on New Blood.
I don't even
Lauren
remember
was
her.
the one that figured out that the seven deadly sins were a thing. Lauren's
Okay.
problem was just that she's one of the she's kind of like Jabbar where she gave up because she didn't like how people were behaving. If she didn't give up, Erin would have kept her and sent Callum home. So Lauren, had she tried, could have done really well. So I would put her because her game wasn't bad.
I don't
Like
even remember who she is.
because she didn't like anyone, so
You want to put her in semi-inactive?
she was in no, she wasn't inactive. She was in Tony Danielle's alliance on the green team.
You want
And
to put her in
she
like?
she had connections that were keeping her safe. So I feel like like
She could be with like Bria. I mean, Bria is also a good player who quit.
mhm. It's
You want
just
to do that?
she didn't do things to hurt her game. That's why it's hard. Like she
So, what
just
would you
didn't
suggest?
put her in between Bria and Adam, maybe.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
gonna do. All right, Miss Mars. I loved her. So
She was good.
unfortunate. She's with Kendall though. I mean, come on.
Yeah. She's
Yeah,
with Kenzel.
yeah. Unfortunately, I loved Mars.
Yeah.
Matthew, season one. I don't know nothing about season two people. To
Matthew
tell
Papa.
you,
Matthew Papa is the final member of the Legion of Doom. Um, Matthew, like, I didn't know what the fuck he was doing, like, the first couple like rounds. Like, Matthew was pretty much invisible, like, rounds 1 through 5. Like,
mm-hmm.
and then after Circle Night, when his alliance leaked itself, he got into a house fight. And Matthew was just putting on a show because he wanted to be in the episodes and he wanted to be iconic. No one liked him. And he's just a shitty person.
Oh my god, where are you ranking him, child?
And
Nobody hear all
he's not a
that.
good player either.
Just rank him. Just rank him. I'm trying to save you from getting your mouth gets you in trouble. Where you put
I don't even want to
Matthew at?
rank him. Like,
All right, I would
but
just
I
put
have
him in
to.
the back.
I would put him right in front of Alex.
Alex too. Oh,
Yeah, because
child,
I
I
feel
thought you were
like
talking about the other Alex. I'm crazy.
no, not that one.
All
At the
right.
racist Alex, because I feel like both of them fucked themselves over for being bad people. So yeah, he can suck on a dick.
Megan has
Ooh.
so much potential,
Mm.
but
like
her
in
first time
in season 5, if she would have just focused on this game, could have won.
Like season 3, her and Hannah were really just running the game. In Lance too, and then they brought sequester drama and completely fucked their game over.
Mm-hmm.
And then season 5, Megan just straight up did not try the first half, and then when she saw a road, she started trying, and it just blew up in her face.
It's like Gwen from Total Drama Island.
Yeah, but she's still not a bad player. That's the crazy thing.
Like one of the most iconic moments in the history of this show is Sharonica. Yes, if I vote Hannah and Braden in, will you keep me safe? Okay, like that was iconic.
I want to put her top of C+, if I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think her and JT and V are all players. Well, specifically V and Megan are great players if they try.
Yeah.
Like if you try, then you'll be a force, but they don't try half of the time.
Yeah.
Until like it makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know who Michael is. Who's Michael?
He was on your season on All Stars.
Oh, okay. Michael's good. Okay. I couldn't tell from this picture. He looks so different without glasses.
I feel like C+.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I will put him with JT and Josh.
Yeah, he's the original block star.
Yeah, Michael's good. I like Michael.
Yeah, he's another person that plays from the box and is good at campaigning to keep himself safe. I would put him above JT, actually.
That's fine. Michael's good. I like Michael.
Yeah.
Told that shit. Let's say, come see me again. All right. So anyway, Mona Lisa,
Mm.
if returned to I Love Money, will be a force to be reckoned with. But with the body of work, see, Mona is really good at running alliances, but her mouth gets her in trouble.
Like, is it bad that I actually want Mona to play again? Like,
No, I think Mona would be great to play again.
yeah.
She just
The
needs
only
to.
problem with
Her
Mona
mouth gets
is
her in
her current
trouble.
her current reputation. Like,
Yeah,
if
her. Go on, keep talking.
Mona's problem is that she lets things get to her, and she's very worried about how people perceive her and how people think of her. Like, she doesn't want people to think that she's a villain. But if she were to lean into that villain character, because she's a villain, like, she'd be unstoppable. She wants to be a hero, but you don't have to be a hero. Like,
She
you're great
has
as a
so many
villain.
qualities that Sharonica has. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, she has, like Sharonica does, the Charles Manson, where
Yeah,
people are literally willing. Noah
people
literally,
gravitate towards Mona as a player.
no, Noah literally let himself get eliminated and go in the box because he didn't want Mona Lisa to get voted in the bottom.
I would put Mona in B if I'm gonna be honest with you, like above Ida.
Yeah, I would do that too. I would put her right behind Lance,
Whoops.
or no, actually, yeah, put her in above. Yeah, put her right above.
Yeah.
Maybe even B plus. Like,
Nah, that's tweaking.
yeah,
That's a little too
yeah, leave her
far.
there.
But she is a good player.
Yeah.
Inactive. Morgan didn't play.
It's hard because she was there for the boat, and
She was a preseason. That's like
what's
doing the
crazy is
preseason
she's the only
interviews.
inactive I've ever met that people did not like anyway. Like, she was going home whether she was inactive or
Like,
not.
listen, this is like someone coming to do the Big Brother interview. You know what? She's like
Yeah.
Christy from Big Brother 23, the bald girl. You do all
Yes,
the
she
interviews and
is.
everything, and then it's time to come, and
She
you're just
is. So
not
yeah, you
there.
can put her in the inactive section.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Naila, honestly has the qualities of a great player, but here's my issue with her. I don't know if she had enough respect. She could garner respect from a jury to win. Like, I feel like how Josh and Lockie, I think she's like a lesser version of that personally. Is that a hot take?
If she was in the final two of I Love Money 4, the jury was
You think she would win?
they unanimously were going to give her the win.
Oh,
I think
shut
it
me
was
up
out of
then.
bitterness, but
Oh.
kinda. But she just had better connections with that. Like, Bernice would have voted for her. Rizzo was going to vote for her. But I think it was just because they hated Janine and Julia so fucking much and didn't respect Dylan.
Yeah.
Naila was a good player. Naila was the other one that was directing the direction of the votes for her alliance. And I think had Naila really, really tried at Final Five, potential winner.
Like, I will put her like right here.
Yeah. I feel like JT and Josh are interchangeable, so maybe above JT. But actually in between V and Michael.
Okay. Nick
is a D.
Yeah.
Nick, the problem with Nick is that Nick and Will
Sabotage
their game. There were so many points where they wanted to keep around. They wanted Nick to stay before then. They were going to include Nick in
is
the
Craig
alliance.
Batista.
Yes, absolutely.
There you go.
I put them right there.
Not my phone updating in the middle of a stream. All right, anyway. We're almost done. Who's Noah?
Noah's the one that sacrificed himself for Mona Lisa.
Oh.
I love Noah.
That's F then, right?
Yeah. I put him at the top of F.
Yeah, you don't do that.
Yeah.
Not the same alliance. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You got the
Your
legend
favorite
himself, Odd Hackwelder. Wow. Odd is a bad player, man. He's a bad player. But I think not season 4, but season 5, he at least got himself some sort of like following. So I'm gonna put him in D at least.
Yeah, I put him like towards the top of D because
like where?
so season 4 he was supposed to stay but got voted out because his pride made him be like sup. Like his personality just put them off so much that they got rid of him. Season 5 he was in a strong alliance, but he let it blow up and he didn't know how to pick up the pieces. So it's like he's kind of like Hannah a little bit. I would maybe at the top of D.
I'm okay with. Listen, I want to see Odd play again.
Yeah, he needs to play.
Odd is a legend.
The cheater. Johnny
has so many good qualities of a player. I just wish he didn't do that because he was stubborn. A good player. He's a good player, man. It's just
he's very stubborn is the problem. And I have never, and Demonica set him up so good by hitting that. Basically, Demonica exposed both alliances to each other and blamed it all on Ojani. And it worked out masterfully. And he wasn't able to figure it out. Jabbar figured it out. So Ojani is, and he was so dead set on getting Billy out, which he didn't need to do. So it's
when he makes up his mind, there's no change in it.
Yeah. I mean, you saw it in the minis.
Yeah, he's like, I want to put him in C because on surface level, he's not a bad player.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to, just like Halloween's in C, but Halloween got kicked out. I mean,
like Ojani didn't like hack the game or do anything crazy like that. Ojani just cheated in the challenge.
Yeah, like if Ojani played again, Ojani would do okay.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to put Ojani next to Robin in Halloween. Is that doing too much? I will put Ojani like right here.
Okay.
Are you sure?
I'm trying to remember what he did in his season.
I mean, he was working with Jabbar. He was in all 3 alliances, the one with Tony and them.
Yes, he was.
He was working with the Black Panthers as well.
Yes.
He was really highly integrated in all the alliances. He also had a duo with Kira.
It's just that the only thing is that he got blamed for all of that
because he did. He had a breakdown and exposed everyone's alliances. So maybe he is a D-lister.
Demonica is the one that got him to take the credit for it, though. Demonica's
I kind of want to put him with Elliot then. Like they both kind of have good qualities and sabotage their games.
Yeah, exactly. I would put him where Elliot is.
I will put Elliot above him now, but yeah, they both have good qualities as players, but they sabotage. Yeah,
like C players don't do that. They just don't have stellar games.
Yeah,
he sabotaged his own game.
Paige, not a good social player, not a good strategist. Great competition. Actually, I'm not going to call her a bad strategist. Actually,
her strategy was pretty when she did one of the biggest blindsides when she kept Janine in, which actually was the smart move because on paper you would keep Rizzo because he's in your alliance, but Rizzo at that point was not going to be targeted before Paige was. Janine was going to get targeted before Paige was. So.
She just didn't have any capital. She came in with Alex, if I'm being honest.
Alex really fucked her game up. If Alex wasn't there, she wouldn't have been targeted as much because they tried many times to reel her in. So I feel like she's in the C+ kind of range.
Yeah, I would put her literally next to Layla.
Maybe above Layla.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Do I put her above Billy?
Yes.
And then there's Ganny.
I'll put her above Ganny. I will put her above Dana. I will put her above Josh. I will stop her right there.
I would put her above JT too. I feel like Josh that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Pam.
Rest in peace. Our angel. Pam. The problem with judging Pam is that she got booted both for seasons. The first season, she posted a screenshot, which was completely by accident. She didn't realize it. In hindsight, I wish I would have let her continue playing. I shouldn't have booted her because it was a simple mistake. And it didn't really expose too much. And then in season 3, she walked because she found out she had cancer. Pam. Pam gets in drama, but Pam is able to. She has strategy, and I mean, she was supposed to go home that round that Erin was paymaster, and she was able to make herself attractive enough to keep in the game.
Yeah.
Her problem is her temper. So if I had to rank her as a player, I would put her. I don't know if I would put her in D. I feel like I'd put her in C because she has both
Okay.
good and bad qualities. It's just we never have gotten to see her game fully play out. I would put
Mm.
her above Zoe and behind Cash.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I look at it. Okay.
Rest in peace.
Raffi. So here's the thing. I think Raffi is good at surviving.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's naturally the type of player that will weasel his way far into any season. Like I can see him making jury almost every time he plays.
Yeah.
Does he have a good social game? It's fairly solid. I think
Mm-hmm.
his strategy, I think his best quality is a strategic game, and I think he's good at competitions because he was really smart with a lot of those mental things when it came to coins. And then obviously, even with his crappy Wi-Fi, he was nerfed, and he still did really good.
Yeah.
Raffi's issue is jury management and not pissing people off. He's
His
not good at pissing
personality
people.
kind of fucks him over.
Yes, and I don't think
Yeah.
that there's a chance that Raffi wins season 9. Personally, I don't even know. Does he beat Josh?
He has a real shot at it. Honestly, after he won that final, going into it, Josh, but
But
after
the
he
fact that he
won,
won that, yeah.
it changed a lot of people's minds. I don't know what his speech would have been, but I feel like Josh would have still won. But there's a possibility Raffi wins.
So how about I kind of want to put Raffi next to Kira.
I was thinking putting him in with Jen and Heather and all of them.
He actually is with. I think he's above Jen. Because I feel
I'm
like him and
thinking.
Jen, he might be. He's better than Ida. I think he's right there. Actually, possibly better than Lance. Like I would stop there.
I agree with that. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah, I shockingly like leaving. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Raven.
Cheryl says nope. He's talking down to women.
Listen. There's a lot of bad people.
His
in this list.
personality just really fucked him. I feel
Yeah.
like if he would have just kept that stuff in, like his temper, he would do a lot better.
Yeah. Raven. Listen, Raven is a character in I Love Money. Like I feel like you put her now, she'll do better. But she's just a straight character. Like I like, come on.
She is. I feel like for me,
And also base it off of what she's done. Remember that.
For me, her strategy is her strong point. She's bad at challenges, and socially, she pisses people off for no reason. In season 2, she really was smart. In season 2, she got a lot of people out, and she was set up really well. And if she didn't have to leave because of a job promotion, she makes it really deep into the game. And then in All Stars, that duo's twist is why she got sent out. If that duo's twist doesn't send her out, I'm interested to see how well she does. But she's another player that has untapped potential, I feel.
Where you put Raven?
I would put her in D.
Yeah.
But I would put her next to Odd. Maybe, is it above Odd or below Odd? Maybe below. Yeah, below. Actually, maybe Hannah's above her too.
I agree.
Yeah.
That feels right.
Because Hannah had a dominating portion of her. Yeah. Actually, put Hannah above Odd too.
I agree.
Yeah, because her season 3 pre-jury was really super strong.
Rawan is a weird person to rank because, like,
I'd put her where V is, honestly.
Yeah.
Because she's another one that had a really strong game but didn't try that hard.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's good.
I don't know who this guy is.
That's Reynolds. He was a replacement after him and Sharonica were the replacements for Matthew and Halloween. Mm-hmm. And he was there for literally 1 round.
Inactive.
What's so funny with him is that he played the game to help Jen, and then he could have thrown the challenge. He had immunity for the first elimination he goes to, and he could have thrown the challenge to keep Jen, and he didn't. And because he didn't, Jen got sent home, and he had no allies left. So I would put him in F. He's not an
Okay.
active. He's F. I would put him where CJ is, like right above Chandler, because he didn't have a whole lot of game to play, but he just had one really weird and bad move.
Okay, sorry, I got a Skype message.
You're good.
All right, Rizzo. So look, I think he has a great social game.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has the potential to win a lot of competitions.
Mm-hmm.
But the way Rizzo just backs down over and over and over again in both of his seasons hurts him so bad.
Beta.
Like, where I want to put him high, he hurts his own game so many times. It just gets to a point where it's like, Rizzo, what are you doing? Like, I kind of want to put him top C.
Like, he reminds me so much of Alex and Darian. Like,
I was going to say the same thing,
but it feels weird putting him above Mona Lisa and all of them.
He's not up there.
He's making me question Alex and Darian's place.
See, the difference is that the difference between Rizzo. The difference between Rizzo and these guys is that they both actively try to make moves. Alex conducted a blind side. Okay, Darian was a part of a good alliance and actually tried to. He at least tried to push names. Rizzo wouldn't even do that. Rizzo would be like, okay, like he would just let them do
it. That's Rizzo's Achilles heel. He doesn't like confrontation.
He should be up here, but he is just so he does not learn his lesson.
Like, I remember he copy and pasted his game. Like,
he did. I thought he was a lock for All-Stars at one point. I'm like, what are you doing?
He played the exact. I honestly probably should have put him in All-Stars, like, over some other people, but like, I didn't want like a copy and paste cast. But Rizzo, like, you can
I'll put him right here. Like, he should be so much higher if he just opens his mouth.
Yeah, I remember. I will never forget the vault ceremony where Tony and Sarah quit. Like, he would have gone home if I didn't cancel the elimination. Gianna was going to send him out because he wasn't picking a side.
Robert Black. Robert has a lot of potential as a player if he didn't care about what the audience thought about him. Like, he actively sent himself home. But yeah, I mean, you sent yourself home. I can't put you too high, but and he got expelled.
He's like where Bria is, I feel.
Yeah, like both him and Bria both have a lot of potential, but just like,
like, it feels weird putting those other people over him, but he just did it to himself. So it's
he threw his game away. I mean, come on, F.
Rose mullet.
Rose is a F.
I would put her. This is the thing with Rose, is that Rose is another one that actually I would put her in D, actually, because Rose.
No.
This is why I would put Rose in season 4. Rose was in an alliance that was protecting her. The reason why Rose got sent home was because Duke, who had no idea what the fuck was going on in the game, made a bad move and saved Val and Paige. He should have put Val and Paige in the bottom because Val couldn't play in the challenge, so Paige would have won by default. He just didn't like her. So Rose's problem is her personality. So,
like, Rose's strategies to threaten like suicide and stuff. I mean, if we're gonna be honest,
she does have some strategy though that backs her up. That's the thing. That's why, like, she has a feasible game. It's not a good game. That's why
if she's D tier, it's literally bottom D tier.
Yeah, I rock with that. I rock with that.
She's an F tier to me, TBH, but.
Like, and listen, I don't like Rose. I hate Rose.
No, I don't hate Rose.
It's just in season 4. In season 4, like, if I'm looking at her actual game, she did actually have a shot to go far, and she should have gone further. Her personality and doing all that weird shit for attention is why she got sent out.
We got Miss Yell, who I think had a lot of potential as a player and just
Threw it away.
so I think because of that alone, she's an F tier. But she has so much potential as a player, which is unfortunate.
You could put her maybe above Jules, behind Noah.
She might have to be with the Sarah.
Oh, actually, yeah. I didn't even think
because
about
Sarah
that.
also had potential and just kind of like threw it away.
Yeah.
For some peen. And then we got this Sarah. What's up with Sarah's quitting, man?
Right? But see, I wouldn't put Sarah.
I'm not putting her F. I'm just saying all three Sarahs.
Yeah, I don't know. You got to break the curse. Not Sarah quit for no reason. Like Sarah quit just to be mean because because Sarah actually had a good game going on, and they were not going to vote Sarah out that round. And even if Sarah let the elimination continue, they were going to vote Rizzo out before they voted Sarah out. So Sarah just shot herself in the foot, which is unfortunate because she was playing a good game up to that point.
She's like near Odd and Raven, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't. Oh, this is our Sean.
Darrow? Sean Darrow.
I
don't know how to rank them because thing with Sean Darrow.
God.
Sean Darrow is kind of like Russell Hantz. They play a really good game to get to the end, but there wasn't a scenario that they were going to win.
I want to put Sean and Rafi.
Yeah, I can see that.
They both play like the same game. I think Rafi's slightly better, though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. They're like literally the same player.
Yeah,
like, if I'm to be honest.
I think so.
Yeah, because I think Rafi had a chance to win. And I mean, granted, Sean also had a chance to win.
Sean, the only thing with Sean is that in season 2, they got voted out and came back into the game. And Sean backed down a lot of times in season 2 from taking out Jimmy and Nika and all of them out of fear of them coming back. And then in All-Stars, they waited too long to make a move against them again. It was kind of like the same thing over and over again. And even when they won, like they could have taken Enid out and it would have at least weakened that side, like numbers wise. But it is what it is. Like they still made it to the final 4 twice, which is impressive.
Okay. Shamrock's enough.
Yeah.
With CJ. Yeah. Probably lower. Probably higher.
I'm trying to think where I would put
Shamrock's game was literally like all he did was fight with
yeah, that was the only thing that happened with him. Like I'm trying to think if that makes him worse. Like he was a casualty of war. He's honestly where Robert is. I put him one spot below Robert.
Where do we put Robert at?
So he's right above Callum.
This Robert. Okay.
Above, yeah, right there.
Okay.
Just because all he did was fight.
Shanika.
Nika's
a good player.
Nika's like a solid player, and she's the only person in history of the game to make it to the final twice.
She's us here.
Yeah. The only thing that hurts
Jimmy,
Nika,
though. Jimmy.
The only thing with Nika is that she, like, in Final 3 in All-Stars, went to a wheel. And then in season 2, she's fiercely loyal. Like, she is the most loyal person you will ever play a game with. And
I feel like you can't rank her over Jimmy.
I feel like
that's just like oh well, I'm not putting her there. I'm just letting it there for something.
I feel like I would put her above Jimmy because Nika,
go ahead.
Because Nika in season 2 was the social person, and she was actually targeted before Jimmy because they thought that Nika was the brains behind the situation. And I do feel that way. Nika is a strong strategic player. The only thing is that I would love to see Nika in a season where she isn't targeted for being a duo partner.
See, my thing is, that's almost the same logic with Derek and Cody, though. Because Derek, just like Cody, future winner, amazing winner, but I'm never going to put Cody over Derek because he took Derek to the end.
Yeah.
Nika, who I feel like should be an S tier player, took Jimmy to the end and lost.
But actually, in her defense, if she took Caroline, Caroline was winning because the jury was very, very bitter against Jimmy and Nika. So it actually wasn't the wrong move. It actually wasn't the wrong move. Like, really thinking about it, it wasn't, because if they
you don't make
Caroline,
the finale twice for no reason, so I'm okay with it.
She has to be an S tier because that is just impressive.
She can be. Is she over me, right, or no?
I would leave her there for now.
Oh, okay.
We can really go into S later.
I'm letting you do all that. Shannon. Shannon's a F or a D. Right.
I wouldn't put her in F.
D.
The thing with Shannon is that Shannon, again, had potential, but kind of threw her game away for Gloria. And if she had survived that round and the HBIC's not let her go to the Wolves, she would have went really deep. But based on the game that she played, I would put her in D. I would put her
with the Knicks, the self-sabotaging people.
Yeah, I would put her above Chris Bautista.
I'm fine with that. I mean, come on.
She's an S tier. I would put her at the top of S.
Really?
Yeah. Just
you think of Chantel?
My logic behind that is
Chantel's a strong game, man. I don't know.
First season, she came in late, so she didn't really have a chance. Season 3, she was in the makings to have that cult alliance because she had people that were following her. It's just the problem was that her people got expelled or quit the game. She lost Hunter and Bria and Craig, and then she lost Pam, and then she lost Grace. Like, she was, and Kendall. She was losing people because they just weren't trying. So then once it came down to the merge, she had to keep picking herself up, and she was able to for a minute. And then Brayden sent her home because she was a threat to win. But even the rest of you were quoted as saying that you wouldn't have it in you to take her out because you would feel too bad. Like, I know you're saying now you wouldn't, but in season 3,
no, I mean, even outside of that though, I feel like she's 1 or 2 regardless. But I feel like Chantel had a really strong win, man.
She did, and
she really ran the fuck out of that season. Like, that's my only thing. Like, she knew where everything was.
Yeah,
had a firm grip. Other than the first round, never went into the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Won Paymasters. She had Glow around her finger. She had HBIC around her finger. She had Raffy. She had No Chill Josh. She was really, like, set. That's why I'm just like Sharonica had adversity and also didn't always have full control of what was going on. Like, you got to remember, Demonica was close to blindsiding her at one point. That's why I'm just like...
That's true.
And Sharonica also had to rely on comps to get to the end. I don't think Chantel needed comps to get to the end.
She didn't. The only reason why I put Sharonica above her is that Sharonica, out of the 4 times she was there, she had 3 really strong showings. And her win was one of the most dominant wins. And she just has proven that, like, she came back for All-Stars and was the biggest threat. And
that's fair. She has more bodies of work to look at.
Yeah, and everyone said that they would vote her out. And honestly, like, to me at least, being able to overcome adversity is, like, more impressive than having no adversity. And
that's fair.
She was able to do that 3 out of 4 seasons. And the first season, she had no leg to stand on because she came in literally when the game was already halfway over. So that's why I would put her in the top. But I think if Chantel plays again, I think that Chantel would find herself above Sharonica.
I agree.
He's the worst player of all time. He's F. No, he's not an active. He's F because he was there for the first 10 days. He was there, and he was going home regardless. Mona Lisa already set him up to go home. He is the worst player in the history of I Love Money.
All right, next we got Miss Sherry.
All right,
Sherry's up there. She's She's an A plus, right?
She's either A plus or the top of A. One of the
I
two.
think she's. I will put her. Would you put her? I feel like I will put her above Danny. Am I tripping for that?
No, you're not tripping at all. I
I feel
actually
like I'll
think,
put her.
yeah, because she had the whole house against her and
Yeah,
was
Sherry
able
really
to.
played the
Yeah,
fuck out that season. She did good.
she did. She was a really, and even taking out Tony, Taco Tony was a strong move because Taco Tony was taking a spot away from her. Like, had Erin not won, anyone but Erin, Sherry makes it to the end.
Yeah, Sherry really did good. I like Sherry.
Mhm.
Cheryl.
Cheryl.
See, here's the thing. Even Cheryl shocked me with winning her competitions. Not
She
only
did.
the return comp, but she got Daring the fuck up out of here.
She did.
The adjustment, I didn't mind her little duo with Glow. I thought it was pretty solid as well.
Cheryl's only problem is that her attitude turned people off.
Yeah, that's what her bond making was her little point.
Yeah. I love Cheryl, but Cheryl
Yeah.
turned people off, and once Rowan got the power, Rowan was like, done with you. And that's why Sarah booted her too. So I think if Cheryl goes into games and is more positive, people will like her more and they'll want to keep her around. That's the only thing wrong with Cheryl. Because other than that, people want to take Cheryl far in the game.
Where are you
She kind of reminds me of Pam, honestly.
I was going to say the same thing.
She's kind of like Pam. I would say because Pam got expelled, I'm trying to think if I would put her above Pam.
I'll put her above. I mean, she got Daring out.
I'll put her above Pam.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. That's why.
Yeah, so she's
okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know who Stephanie is.
Stephanie's inactive. Stephanie never showed up to season 2. Stephanie and Susan.
All right. Oops, sorry. Stephanie Queen and Susan Queen. You guys are right here.
And it sucks because both of them are really strong players. Stephanie actually does Evil Dick's podcast now.
Oh. All right. So what about Sunshine?
Sunshine. Sunshine. What's so wild with him is that if he did not,
she said put Pam above her. I got you, Cheryl. What are you? What are you saying?
What's funny with him is that had he not been voted out that first round and basically put himself in the bottom, Sunshine was set up to do pretty good.
Stop getting high in these games, man. Like him and Sarah had something going on. Like they were. Sunshine could have really messed stuff up.
That alliance needed him, so he's in that self-sabotaging category.
I'll give him.
Put him like next.
He's definitely right here because they at least played for a little bit. Yeah.
At least
I don't want to. Like, okay.
I've really thought about her game, and she has to be an A plus. She was she was set up.
Like, put some respect on my sister's name, okay?
Where would I put her? I feel like her and Chanel are very similar, but the thing with Sydney, like I'm trying to figure out, I feel like
I would put Sydney over Chanel. No shade, no tea.
Oh no, I definitely would too. I feel like I'm starting to think whether I would put. I feel like I would put Sydney there. Oh no, put Sydney above Chanel, and then put Julia above Chanel. Because I just feel like Julia ran that season front to back. Chanel and Julia both did bad on All Stars, and it's just Julia was playing against 24 players that were in it, trying to win, competing, and out to get each other. Chanel was playing against maybe half of that size.
Chanel having to be brought back by Nay really hurts her.
Like honestly, I'm starting to think more and more about Chanel. Like
she's not a bad winner though.
I don't think she is a bad winner, but I'm trying to figure out where I would put her in A plus. Like I'm starting to think maybe.
I think where she's at still is good.
Yeah, because I don't think she's a bad player. It's just I'm thinking about her season. Like she's really Kim Spradlin. Like she's playing. Yeah. She played against bad players. That's the problem. Tina. Aw, Tina.
You gotta be with him, Mom. Let me with your daughter.
I would put her right next. Yeah, that's perfect.
Taco Tony.
Adam called me. Oh, I love Tony, but Tony.
Yeah.
Maybe C. Maybe
I'll put him top of C, to be honest with you. He made it farther than all these guys.
Yeah, I would put him like maybe right next to Rizzo.
Okay. I think Tony's better than Rizzo.
Yeah, put him above Rizzo.
Like he at least like did something and made it way
He
farther
at
than
least
Rizzo did.
tried, and he had some
Yeah.
good connections.
Yeah.
But by flip flopper,
God. Tony Vlog, oh my god, you gotta go with Auden and
yeah,
Sarah
I'd put him
too.
right. I would just say Sarah's social game was a little better.
And I mean, he plays lower than her too.
Yeah, he's very similar to Kale and Latanya.
Taisha is up there.
I would say A plus or A, because
I would put her.
she was literally one win away from winning.
I
I
would
would
put her
say,
right behind Sid, if I'm gonna be honest. But that's just me.
really. This thing with Taisha was socially set for life. Socially, people did not want to take her out. I was shocked that Erin took her out. If Erin C had won, she's in the final. If Danielle wins, she's in the final. Even though Danielle says otherwise, it's difficult just because Taisha was strong strategically. But I felt like Danielle was the one that took control more than Taisha was the one that took control. But Taisha flipped it around.
I wouldn't say that. It just came down to competitions at that point.
Yeah, but Danielle was the one that said to Taisha, "We need to do this," and then Taisha was like, "Yeah, you're right."
I don't think Ty was going to do it though.
You don't think Ty was what?
I think Ty takes Erin to the end if she wins.
If she wins the final four?
Yeah, I think she takes Erin to the end and snipes Danny.
I actually don't remember what she was going to do. I think she was going to take Danny out, but I think she was going to take Erin out. I don't remember, to be honest with you. I think she was going to take Danielle out and go to the end with Erin and Erin C.
And I think she wins.
Oh yeah, she was going to win. She was one confident away.
Both people take her. Well, I don't think Erin always snipes Taisha, but
yeah,
she was good at comps too.
Yeah, she was good at comps. The only thing is that the first half of the game, she was safe the entire time, so it's hard to judge her because she really only had to start playing until halfway through. But she's definitely an A+ because her social game was so good. People outside of the alliance wanted to work with her. I felt like her game really popped off when she took out Josh, and then things just. I feel like if Taisha plays again, she's going to be a real danger. I'm just trying to figure out where to put her with Sherry and Danielle.
Hold on, Danielle might actually be higher than Sherry.
I think so.
I mean, if you're going by placements, then I guess it's like that.
I'm fine with that. It's just kind of hard.
I really think Ty is like a good player, though.
She is. I just feel like she needs to play again, and the only thing is that we only have seen social and physical. The only strategic thing we got to see her do was when if she got to keep that paymaster that Josh took from her, like she shouldn't have let Josh take that paymaster from her. She let him. She shouldn't have. She should have been like, I'm gonna pick this. You better let me get it because like you need to show me that we can work together. Because she needed Jazz to stick around, and if she had gotten Jazz to stick around, so she just needs some more. She needs another season to show that strategic side.
A lot of people do. All Stars 2 is going to be stacked. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler.
Love Tyler, but Tyler would be in D.
First Boot King, unfortunately.
But he has potential. I would actually put him right behind Anthony.
Cool. Oh,
Taimika is A+.
Oh, absolutely. I think she was robbed.
She had adversity. She was very robbed. I think I always said that if there was no returning players that season, she probably wins that season.
She was 112% robbed, in my opinion. Still, hot take, not really. She should have. I think Sharonica should have left, and Billy won that lip sync. But where is Taimika at over here? I mean,
I would say,
is she top of A+?
Is she top of A+?
Let's see. Is Glow better than Taimika?
Let me remember her game really quick. Okay, so her game, she is the second to last person picked. She's in the majority alliance of the Barbs. She's in the Black Panthers, but not in the other alliance. She has a dominant trio with Sarah and Tony. Then that blows up, and she turns on Sarah and Tony and gets the majority to take them out. Then her alliance gets picked off until she's the last one standing. And she's able to make a tight duo with Loki the entire time and work with the Anikas. And then when the time comes, I remember Loki was trying to figure out what to do at the final 6, and she gave him that affirmation of, yes, do it. Like she was whispering it on the call, like mouthing it.
Oh my god.
So her game was really strong. She just kind of got, and if she's in that final, she wins. She just,
honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, so she's a great strategist and not the best at comps. Her social game. So what, she got into some fights, but I mean that whatever.
She did win. You have to remember though, she did win 2 competitions.
That's what I was gonna say. That's why she's okay in comps. But she's a very emotional player.
Mm-hmm.
But so is Demonica. Shoot, where's Tamika at, man? I don't know where to put her. This is a hard one.
She's similar to a Josh, Demonica, Sherry, but I feel like put her.
I kind of want to put her right here or right here.
I feel like she's above Taisha. Because Tamika had moves. Maybe above Danielle.
I agree.
Yeah, right there.
That feels right.
Mm-hmm.
That feels right. Okay. Valdamian. Ugh.
Well, she thinks the game is rigged. So do we rig this tier list against her?
No. We have integrity. I mean, I was not impressed with Val Damien, if I'm gonna be honest with you.
So Val was going to win if she was in the final 2, at least against the people that were left. The problem with Val is Val cannot win a comp to save her life, even though she did win 1 comp. She won a comp where all she had to do was sit. Val was looked at as the leader of Ebola.
I don't know how.
Even though she was not the leader.
She was absolutely not.
She was the figurehead. She was the leader of the alliance of her, Naila, Val, not of her, Naila, Vernice, and Ida. So her game was not terrible. And she brought Rizzo in as a number. The problem is that people looked at her as a GOAT, but like, I hate to say it, but she is in C+. Honestly, she might even be in B. As much as I don't really care for her,
I don't know about all that. Does she win the jury?
She does win in the jury. They all wanted her to win.
She's not better than like Rewind or V, is she?
She is. I really don't like to say it, but if you look at her game, she was in the strongest alliance in the history of the game. People wanted to take her to the end. Dylan was actually probably the only one that was going to vote her out. Oh, Braden's here. Hey, Braden.
Hey, shout out, Braden.
He asked where he is. You're in A+.
You're right here, brother. So we're putting Valdamian at.
It's so hard. I'm really trying to be bipartial, or impartial. I mean, you got to remember, Val was guaranteed to go home if she gets sent in a duel, and she convinced them to not put her in. So I feel like she has to be an A or B+. I feel like she's right behind Enid.
You are crazy.
Or no, maybe she's.
You are crazy.
I would put her in the same category as, like.
She's max B. Like I'm so sorry.
I would put her in the Mona Lisa category of where.
Yeah.
I would put her right. I would put her at the top of.
I'll put her like right here.
I'd put her at the top of B.
Crazy. That is
the
wild.
Reason why I put her in the reason why I put her in the top of B. Like, I really don't care for her, but she.
I'm not biased.
She had a legitimate shot of winning.
I wasn't on production that season, so
they didn't look at her. She kind of is like a Sandra, where they don't look at her as a threat because she can't win challenges.
Bye, Jen. Yeah.
And good night, Jen.
That's why I was saying, like, I'm not on. I was a viewer. I wasn't on production, so I'm letting
It's
you
just
choose
she
that.
had really strong connections that season,
Yeah.
and she was
All
really well
right.
connected in Ebola, and her
Listen,
alliance got picked off, and she was the last one standing.
I'm gonna
Like,
trust you, bro.
I gotta give you the credit. I gotta give Val the credit. So she would be at top of B.
Vernice, I want to put her where Naila is.
Yeah, she and Naila are interchangeable.
I thought Vernice was the better player though, personally.
Yeah, that's why they took her out first.
Yeah.
Will is right above. Will is right above Sean. Like they are neck and neck for the worst player of all time. Like the only reason why I put Sean below Will is because Sean was like eliminated before he was even eliminated.
Yeah.
Will like just sunk his game. Like he's practically a first boot twice.
Winter was also really bad.
She was. She's not the worst though. Winter is like, I would put her like right below CJ.
Yeah. Yashmel.
Honestly, do we want to put CJ in semi-inactive?
No. Because he was fully there. Remember, he got a coin from Sarah.
That's true.
There.
Yoshi.
Okay, so Yoshi.
He got.
I don't want to put him too far off from his group. But let me see. He wasn't better than Rewind. Wasn't. He's not too far from Layla, though. I mean, I feel like he's a CC plus.
I would put him like right above Billy.
I agree with that. Yes. Him and Gani are like the same player.
Yeah, but Yoshi has better. Put him above Gani. Yoshi has better socialize. Like Yoshi, everyone was taking Yoshi to the end. Everyone.
Then put him over Dana.
Put him over Dana.
How about Josh?
No.
All right, so we'll leave it there.
Yeah, because Josh and JT were like figureheads. Yoshi.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Yoshi, if he plays again, watch out because Yoshi will do very well.
He was phenomenal.
He was in everyone's final two scenario. If it wasn't for Alex putting him in the bottom, and Alex didn't even want to send him home.
Yeah, he did good.
Yeah.
The last person is Zach, who had so much potential and then just threw it in the trash. The way he quit the game, he's a D or F.
I would put him.
Where's the underachievers at? Like, I need the quitters.
Yeah, like right below Robert.
Yeah.
There you go. Is that everyone?
Wow, it just ranked everybody.
I can't believe we did that in a single hour.
Do you have any last second changes? I mean, honestly.
Okay, if we're looking at S, I put you. Do I put you above Erin?
That is your call.
I'm trying to figure out if I put you above Erin.
Because I'm not going to do it. It's up to you.
In All Stars, you were the first member of the jury, or the second member. Yeah, I'll put you behind Erin for now.
Okay.
And then A+. Yeah.
This feels right.
Yeah, I think this is, for the most part, I think this is pretty...
There's a few exceptions. This is a good list.
I'm trying to figure out if Alex should be in B+, like above some of those people. I'm debating Alex.
I feel like he is. I really feel like he was screwed over by Sarah Quinton.
I'm debating Alex and Darian being above some of those people because you have someone like Val.
If you want, I mean, I can reconstruct, but I can just put the B+ people with B.
Because I'm really trying to, because this is the thing. You have people like Caroline, Heather, and Val, and even Rafi that were literally one step away from winning the whole game, and they're behind Alex and Darian right now. And I don't know if I agree with that.
Which is why I can get rid of B+ and just make it B.
I feel like there should be a B+ though. But I feel like maybe Heather and them should move above them. Like, because like you got to remember Heather and Caroline.
Does Heather ever win a season?
Yes.
I don't think Heather ever wins a jury vote.
Yes, she would. Season 3.
Against who? Brayden? That's it, right?
Against all three of you.
You're crazy.
I'm dead serious.
You're crazy.
I'm dead serious. I will go through it with you right now. In season 3, who was on the jury?
You're crazy.
Megan votes for Heather. Dana votes for Heather. Oh wait, no, Dana votes for you. Just if we were doing it in order of like top to bottom, Elise votes for Heather. Zach, he doesn't have a jury vote. Sharonica votes for Heather. Erin votes for Heather. Gloria votes for either Sydney or Heather, but probably Heather. And then you three would probably be the ones to not vote for her. So Heather actually was probably going to win that season.
I mean, counting that's 4-4.
It just depends who she's sitting next to. Sitting against Brayden demolishes. Sitting against you, Sydney, Brayden.
I think I could get Megan to it.
Maybe.
Megan loved me. She had a huge crush on me.
She really wanted Heather to win. She thought it would be funny.
Yeah, I believe it, though. I believe it.
Yeah. I think that it would have been a 5-3 because I think Dana votes for you too.
I mean, it's yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying.
That jury was so fucking bitter.
So like, what do you want to? So what am I doing?
I'm trying to figure out what to do with her because it's like she had some bad showings, but like she also was really close to winning it. Like,
and then it was first boot like immediately after. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see Heather
like that
ever getting far in a season ever again.
That
but
does.
I know that's not what we're ranking her. But like,
that does.
She got first boot. Yeah.
It just feels weird putting Alex and Darian above some of these people because I feel like Alex and Darian had potential, but like didn't push through when in the actual game. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I can put. So who do you think? I
feel like
Sean to Valdamian could be B+, and I put him over
Darian and Alex.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's what I'm thinking because the others at least had a chance at getting it. And then put Alex and Darian at the top of B. And then the rest of B is just all the people that like they're getting into fights, fuck them over.
Okay, cool.
And the rest of this I vibe with.
Dope. Download it. What do you want on your Facebook?
Sure.
Cool. All right.
I can't believe we had 143 people.
We did?
100. That's 143 people that have played this game.
Yeah, that's crazy. Until the next one. All right. Well, that's the stream, Dylan.
Well, damn. Who's the top 10? I didn't even realize that because I made a top 10 earlier.
I'll pull it up.
So who is the new top 10?
Is this the canon top 10?
I guess. Sure. I think it's pretty much the same as it was. Well, now Gloria's in the top. So it's Sharonica, Chantel, Janine, Erin, you, Nika. So that's 6. And then Gloria, Jimmy, Sydney, and Julia. I think it's pretty much the same. I think the only thing that changed is Taisha's. Yeah, and Taisha's not in there.
Chanel and Taisha got kicked out for Chantel.
And Gloria.
Yeah.
Erin moved up.
Yeah. We love
Erin at the top? Honestly, I'll honestly actually move Erin behind you and Nika.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because
So whatever you want, bro. I'll download it again.
Because you and Nika had more agency. I think if Erin plays again, we'll see something. But yeah, I think that's it. That feels more right.
Nice. All right. Well, anyone who was watching, thanks for watching. We had a lot of viewers today.
Mm-hmm.
It is 2:50 in the morning, so that was fun. Yeah.
This was a fun thing to do. Like,
yeah, it was fun.
Just out of nowhere. It was fun.
All right. I'm ending the stream. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Good night.